Howdy doody. Howdy. I'm trying to not laugh, but I feel like if I don't laugh, I'll cry. How are we all doing? Welcome to the Irish Hotspur. It's me again, Jacob, talking about another Spurs capitulation, but maybe a little bit of Spurs hope as well. We will get into it. This will be quite the fun show. I think this is actually the most people I've had in a queue before a show starts. I think everyone's angry. I think everyone's angry and they got things to say. So I'm not going to blabber on for too much longer by myself. I like to go a couple minutes by myself, give my thoughts. Instead, what I'm going to do, since we got so many beautiful people in the back, I will. Well, one just left, so I will. I'll keep my thoughts short and brief, but please do, as this says below, smash a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel, get your thoughts in the chat, make a super chat, support the Irish Hotspur here, get your membership, call in yourself. You can do all that here on the Irish Hotspur, supporting Jack and David, two really, really great lads. They've been holding it down all day. I just want to do my part to help them out. It's tough times, I know, around Tottenham. But you know what? I don't think a lot of us really thought that we'd had a lot of hope coming into this match. But at the end of the day, it is the hope that will kill you. And you know what? I felt the pain of that because I was screaming, hooting, and hollering throughout my kitchen when Richarlison equalized. I was going crazy, 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 crazy. And it was just really so heartbreaking because my wife's like, well, what happened? You were so happy. You were so happy jumping around, screaming, flexing, sweating, just making a fool out of myself. And Jota, I think it was 10 seconds later, got the go-ahead goal. So that's really a heartbreaker. And again, it is the hope that kills you. But you know what? I'm here. I hope you're all right. I'm doing all right. We'll get through this together. I mean, there's only what, 4 or 5 more finals left in this season. So let's get to it. I'll run through the chat 1 second. We just got a couple people in the chat, and then I'm gonna bring out the first guest, Cube Mad Max. Big up! You get the first place prize today. Says we were robbed. The regular is a member. Says only Tottenham. Big up Lewis. Says hi Jacob. It's Lewis. Can I please join? But I haven't got a membership. Lewis, I will. If we have time at the end, I have quite a few people in the queue, so I do. I will have to give them priority. But if there's time at the end of the show, I'll shoot it your way. No problem. Fox on the Hill Prince says, I wish the Spurs defense had as much resilience as the Irish Hotspur channel to keep coming back and doing these shows after the amount of body blows our club gives us is incredible. Big up, guys. Yeah, big up David, big up Jack, big up Sean. The watch along was fiery, was definitely very fiery today. So let me, without further ado, I'm just going to start bringing on the guests because we have quite the queue. And you know what? I just want to make sure everyone gets a little bit of that Spurs therapy. You know, I like to try and help out everyone. Just get it, talk about it, get it off your chest. So without further ado, real quick, this is a good reminder. Thank you, Jack or Dave, whoever's in the chat. Yeah, go ahead and subscribe to my channel while you're at it. United Spurs of America. I run it over there with my best friend Michael, and we do a lot of fun stuff. So go ahead and hit that like over there. We're on the road to 1.3K, I think. We're like 10 away. So if 10 of y'all can go over there and subscribe that haven't, you'll help us reach that goal. So I appreciate that. But without further ado, I'm going to be bringing on our first guest. As soon as I see your camera on, I'll know that you're ready, my friend. There he is. How are we doing, my guy? Daniel, how are we doing? I know not great.
Yeah, I mean, just dumb, to be honest. I mean, I've been dumb for a long time, but this, I mean, I don't know. How the fuck do you go 3-0 down by 20 minutes, 15 minutes? I don't know. I don't even know. It's a blur at this point. But, and then everyone's like, oh, big, like, you gotta give credit for the comeback. What? You just don't fucking concede. 3 goals,
Yeah.
2 goals, again, second away game in a row. We conceded 2 goals within 6 minutes. I've never seen that before, by the way. Never, ever.
You know, it's interesting because really in the first 15 minutes after that Mo Salah converted penalty, it's 15 minutes in, we're down 3-0. I'm thinking, okay, this is another Newcastle. So I think a lot of the fans, when that moment happened, and then we started to actually show a little bit of fight, a little bit of grit. Harry Kane, 6 minutes before halftime, gets a goal. You know, I'm still thinking at that moment when Harry Kane scored, this isn't enough. We still need more. We need him to do more. We need the squad to do more. Up until that point, really, I thought 11 players were just kind of out there waffling around, if I'm honest. But there's a lot of things that happened in that game. There was obviously the number one on my head is Oliver Skip taking some studs to the mouth. I thought that was pretty rude, if I'm being completely honest. And then I would
Yes.
also say the Richarlison no call when he got a little chokehold into the box. I thought that was a little rude as well. We didn't get that decision go our way.
Wow,
So
I didn't actually see that one. Wow, I didn't see that one. Wow, when did that
yeah,
happen?
and that happened. Yeah, he was in the box. He went down. I think it was Kanate. I don't know his name.
Oh yeah,
But
okay, yeah, oh, okay, yeah,
yeah, it was Kanate. He basically just kind of like grabbed him
yeah,
and took him down to the ground. But I mean,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
also
I
the kind
agree.
of guy, I don't like to blame everything on the refs. But Daniel,
Yeah,
are we blaming the refs today?
yeah. Of course. I mean, well, of course. I mean, yes, they get a big part of the blame because Jota should have been set off. I mean, first of all, we always hear about dangerous play. That's sending off, and I mean, that's concussion for me. I mean, that could easily, well, it could easily be a concussion. That one to the
And
head.
that's
So
the
that's
thing is,
dangerous play.
you,
Yeah.
you those types of decisions change the aspect and the outlook of the game completely. So for me, he took a boot to the face. He's bleeding. Whether he plays or not is irrelevant to me because at that point he's taking a boot to the face, which is illegal in my understanding of the rule book. I don't know. I mean, if you remember a few years back, Heung-Min Son, he was going to the ground and he kind of kicked his foot up and it hit a man's chest,
Yeah.
and he got a straight red for that.
Yes,
So I'm trying to
Rudiger.
understand
Yeah.
the rationale here. I know earlier when I was on the football tears, people were saying, "Oh, Oliver Skip should have been sent off for his red," but I'm sorry, a stomp on the ankle is not at all equivalent to taking some studs in the mouth, or excuse me, on the
No.
forehead. I'm going to pull the picture up just to remind everyone how violent and vicious this was, and how
Yeah. Please
atrocious it
look at
is.
that.
That look at that.
Look at
He
the
did not,
state of
and
it.
and if you watch the replay back, Daniel, he doesn't even get
Yeah.
the ball. He doesn't even get the ball. And I
No.
was also on there, and a Liverpool fan was saying, "Oh, well, Oliver Skip got his head in the way of a man clearing the ball." I'm sorry. And
What the fuck?
no rule book ever says you can go that high with your boot. Look at his boot is equivalent to his head height. Look at where his head is, and look at where the top of his boot is. He has it head height, and he doesn't get a red for that. That is absolutely absurd to me. It does not make sense.
Yeah, and Skip was so close to the ball as well. Jota was miles away, and then all of a sudden he decides to put his boot up and try and challenge, even though he knows probably he's going to lose it. And
It just
and
doesn't make
Skip
sense
is
to
they
me.
so close to the head. He's like, of course you're gonna head it. That's the way it is. I don't know what the fuck people
Yeah,
think.
when the ball's coming for your head it.
Yeah,
That's what you
of
learn to
course
do
you don't
since you
fucking
started
decide.
playing the game.
I mean, don't use a dick, do you? Jesus fucking hell,
This is
God.
absolutely absurd call to me. It doesn't make sense.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the referees in England are absolutely atrocious. We all know this.
So in an effort, if you want to talk about the referees, we can continue to talk about the referees. If you want to
Yeah,
talk,
we
Daniel,
should.
I want to go whichever direction you go. We do have a large queue,
Okay.
but I do want to make sure you get to talk about all the things that you want to talk about. So,
Yeah. Okay.
what stands out to you in this match, really, that kind of irks you?
Well, it hurts me that you dominate the game for second half. And
Second half FC is
and
kind of our name.
yeah, and I mean, one fucking error and you concede. It's just weak mentality. Spursy. That's the definition of Spursy. And
Hmm.
people don't want us to use that name, but the players needs to prove that we don't have to use that name. You are the main culprit here. Please.
If this was my channel, I have a video clip that is always at the ready, and it is my reasoning for why this mentality is the way it is. And it's a clip of Eric Dyer laughing with Dave Portnoy at the fact that we
Yeah.
never win anything. And this is a guy who's been employed for 10 years, has another atrocious match, and we're talking about giving him 3 more years. And the thing is, the mentality, to me, I blame it all. the mentality at Spurs. And that mentality for me starts at the top with Daniel Levy. The
top. Yeah,
mentality is to
100%.
achieve top four, nothing else. Top four,
Yeah,
that's a successful season in their eyes. Granted, if you look at it through the lens of finances, making the Champions League money, maybe you do feel that way. Me as a football fan, I don't feel that way. I don't feel successful. Yes, last season I was hooting and hollering, jumping up and down in my living room at the end of the Norwich game, especially because Sonny got the golden
yeah,
boot. We got top four. Arsenal bottled it. It was all fun and games. But now we are supposed to improve on that. Same thing with when we lost the Champions League final. Great. That was fun. Best memories. Amsterdam was great. But now what are we going to do on top of that? And that's the problem that I think with this club is we don't have that mentality of let's go and take it a step further. They're comfortable being, I don't know how it is where you're from, Daniel, but in the school system here in America, they grade you by letter. You get an A minus, A plus, a B minus, B plus, C minus, C plus. These guys are getting C's and they think that they're being a successful student. Now, I was a
yeah.
B student myself, not saying I was a straight A student. I was a B student
That's good
myself,
though.
but I was comfortable being a B student. I didn't need to push
Yeah,
myself to be an A student because why? What's the difference? What does it really obtain? And I think it's that kind of mentality that's slowly deteriorating the ethos of this club. And now we're seeing the result of it 20 some odd years later. That's just my opinion. Please, I
that's
hope no one hates me for it, but that's just,
no, no,
I'm
no.
just got to be honest. That's how I feel about it. And that mentality starts from the top. And then we have
Yeah,
leaders and people who've been here, legacy players, and they all have that weak mentality. And to me, that's the main problem.
100%. That was a great analogy, by the way. Even though here in Norway we use a number instead of letters, but it's basically the same.
Yeah,
But
that's basically the same.
yeah, but
Um,
you start from the top. Like if you're basically the was it head what's it called in English? Head teacher, like if you know what I mean.
yeah, yeah.
Calls to the like you can be average. You're gonna be average, even though like the main issue for me is the players. Like I can't stand them anymore. I've said that before. I can't stand the look of them, any of them, even though some of them, like
They make me
Højbjerg,
so
has
mad.
been, yeah. I mean,
Just,
Højbjerg's been one of
yeah,
my
the sight of
favorite
them.
players for years, and I can't stand the sight of him anymore. I mean, how sad is that? But that's
It's
what's
very sad.
happened.
It's very
Yeah,
sad.
but that's what
There's no
happens. I
other way
mean,
to put it, man.
yeah, but like, I mean, I think just we don't like we started the game with two midfields, Skip and Højbjerg. They couldn't get. I mean, we were open. Let's base on the fucking Venus. Let's base on the fucking planet. What's going on? And defense, I mean, Romero, I mean, I don't want to blame Romero too much, but, he's going to be infected by the shit. I mean, Dyer's I mean, he needs to fucking retire. I don't know how he's a footballer. I don't know how he's a footballer.
I don't
He's,
even think
he's
he's
a beast.
MLS quality. I really don't.
No.
Someone on the football terrace said, "Oh, he should be in the championship." I said, "Nah, he should be in MLS. He should be playing out here in America. He might not even make it." And that's the sad state of affairs. He's been here 10 years. I'm going to ask you this, Daniel. What player in the history of the Premier League, I mean, defenders in the history of the Premier League, would you say they deserve? I would want them at my club for 10 years. Jan Toby excluded.
Oh, at the back line for us. Oh, no one.
What center
Lenny King,
back?
maybe. That's the only one,
But
probably.
like, even look at it from
Oh, wait.
another club's perspective. Like, what level of quality defender are we talking about that constitutes 10 years of service?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I can't
Company,
think of,
no,
yeah,
well,
company.
yeah.
If Ledley was healthy,
Uh,
Ledley, where's the bar at? That's what I'm trying to understand here.
Yeah, I mean, there's no bar. I mean, at the end of the season, we're going to see Dyer sign a new contract with him smiling at the camera. That's going to be the picture. That's the end of the season picture. Him signing contract, smiling. That's going to be the end of the season right there. Fuck
It's so
me.
bad for me. So bad. Let me ask you this, Daniel. Obviously, I hate the back line. I think they were atrocious. There's going to be a lot of talk about Christian Romero, if he's really that guy, if he's really that good. My piece on it is if your coworkers are shitty and y'all are all aspiring for the same goal, they're going to hold you back. They're going to cause you to make mistakes because you're trying
Yeah,
to compensate for their lack of ability. So people jumping on Christian Romero to me is unfair because he is the best defender we have. I would argue
yeah.
he's probably top 4 players on our squad skill wise. He's a World Cup winner. Are we not going to talk about how versus France he was an absolute stud? He was sliding, and this whole like, oh, great defenders don't slide in argument. To me, I'm not buying that shit because a great defender to me does it all. He
Yeah.
does it all, and
Well,
Christian Romero's
uh,
still young. He's the best thing we got back there. So to me, I don't put too much blame on
yeah,
him because again, like I said, if your coworkers are shit and y'all are all working at the same project,
yeah.
naturally you're going to get held back. What are your thoughts on Christian Romero?
Well, I can put that in as well because I'm a chef. I worked in restaurants for like since I was 18. Not anymore because I couldn't really. Well, it wasn't worth it because the pay was not good as much you worked. But I
Mm-hmm.
worked, with people that if they made a mistake, the whole kitchen will be dragged down. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So
No,
it's
I
like,
agree.
yeah, it's team effort. At the end of
That's
the
what I'm
day.
saying. There's 11 people on the
Yeah,
pitch, and I thought all
yeah,
11 were not. I mean, maybe excluding Fraser Forrester, but I thought all 11 were really struggling early on. Big up Danielle Zeta. Big up Jaco. Big up everyone in the chat. Please do keep hitting up them likes. I know we're all probably not feeling the greatest today, so we just got to be there for each other.
yeah.
Daniel, I'm gonna ask you this
Can I
before I
just
let
say
you
one
go.
more
The back
thing?
room's filling
What?
up, so
Yeah.
oh yeah, go ahead. What's your one more thing? And then I
I
got
just
one
want
more
to
thing
say a
for you.
thing. Yeah. I just want to say also, like people say we need to not go. Like I see players again, like after Lucas made a mistake, they're all sprinting towards him, hugging him, and say, "Oh, he's all right." We need to stop that shit as well. Listen, like when again, I'm gonna put into the kitchen. If you made a mistake, you get like Gordon Ramsay. Like it's like that. You get fucking told off like a fucking twat. Called a cunt.
Mm-hmm.
You fucking useless. But at the end of the day, it's not personal. It's professional. That's what we need to do with this. Sometimes we're just too fucking nice. We need. I
Yeah,
hope that dressing room at least say, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, pay attention. Be awake.
yeah.
What's that mistake?" Instead of like, "Oh, it's okay. Everyone does a mistake." No, stop. Stop being nice. You have to be a cunt sometimes. Just as Mourinho said, you have to
Yeah.
be a cunt. It's the way it is. Even though like it's not easy. You don't, whatever. I
Apologies to
mean,
whoever keeps trying to join in the back. Daniel will be.
well,
I will be
I'm
getting a couple more thoughts from him,
yeah.
and then try to join. I think the back room is full. It's actually the first time I've ever seen that message in
Jeez.
Streamyard. I've never had a full bag studio like that, so that's kind of cool.
So that's what hopefully everyone's done. So
Before I
sorry.
let you go, Daniel, I want to ask you about this.
Yeah.
You and I were backstage before the show started, and I was listening into the Harry Kane post match interview. David Hall says Kane's had enough of these players; they let us down too many times. You got to see the little beginning of that interview, the post match interview with Harry Kane. To me, he looked down, dejected, ready to go, and he's kind of saying, "I feel like I'm talking about this every week that we're dropping so badly in the first half of the match that he's like, why is it why am I always talking about? Well, what do you take about Kane's demeanor from that little presser right there?
Well, he's done. He wants to leave. Like that's what, and he's clearly our best player of all time, in my opinion. He is, especially Premier League wise.
I mean, you can't argue with the numbers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You
And I want the
cannot.
best for him. He clearly like a level above like everyone else,
Hmm.
and I want the best for him at this point. And I don't think any Spurs fans can argue if he wants to leave to another club. No, that's just the way it is now. We know
Yeah.
we're absolutely fucking garbage. You can't have you can't have a golden shine in that. That doesn't
Yeah,
work like that.
you can't shine a turd. That's exactly
Yeah,
right, Daniel. You
yeah.
cannot shine a turd. My friend, I wish I
Yeah.
could speak to you longer. Usually
No,
these
no
call-in
problem.
shows, I
No
don't have
problem.
too many people in the back, but I do got
Yeah,
to keep it moving. You got any final thoughts for
no
me, my friend?
problem. Big up, Jacob. That's all. And subscribe to United Spurs of America. And say
Yeah, do
hello
what
to
Daniel said. Yeah,
Michael.
big guy. I
Yeah.
will. Thank you, Daniel.
Yeah,
Appreciate that. And
yeah,
I
no
hope
problem.
hope you get to enjoy the rest of your day, my friend. I know
Yes,
maybe have a
I got a
bad
day
taste
off
in your mouth,
tomorrow,
but
so I'm
hey, you got a
just gonna
day
do.
off. There you
Yeah,
go. Relish in
yeah,
the good. Bathe in the
yes.
good is what I say.
There you
Big
go.
up, Daniel. Thank you for calling in with me today.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your day.
Take care.
I love your little tag, the F bomb master.
Yeah, I
Take
didn't
care,
swear
buddy.
too much now, but yeah, take
No, I
care.
think we're good. I think the
See you.
algorithm will be fine. Cheers, man. Take care. There we go. There goes Daniel. Check him out. Big up, man. Great call. I wish we could talk longer, but I'm gonna keep it moving. Without further ado, I'm gonna bring on the one and only Mia from Spurs Between the Lines. How are we doing, Mia?
Yeah, not too bad, I suppose. Not too bad. This bloody club just stresses me out.
Absolutely. This club stresses me out. I'm gonna start. This is gonna be my common question for the day because this is.
Oh,
I'm not trying to harp too much on the referees here, but
yeah,
I do need some answers when it comes to this. What do you make of this? What are your thoughts on this?
it's
I already
rec-
told everyone mine.
it's reckless. It's dangerous and reckless, and should have been a red card. Absolutely, you can't put a high boot when recklessly like that. It's ridiculous. And the fact that the commentary said, "Oh well, he had the right to go for the ball." Not when you got your foot up that high, man.
No,
Look how high
in
it
no rule
is.
does it say you can put your foot head high. There's no rule that says that.
And Joe, I understand, Joe, some of the time, if a player goes scoops down low to go and get the ball with their head, I kind of get that because they're going down to your foot height, but you're not allowed to go up to their head height. That's not in the rules. That's against the rules.
Yeah,
It's just
1000%.
mad that that was allowed when that is blatantly breaks the rules. Look how high his foot is. It's above shoulder. It's above his shoulder. I know it's a bit of a weird angle, but you can see the tip of his toe is above his shoulder. You're not allowed to do that.
That's absolutely absurd to me. And then he's leaking after this. All he skip is leaking from his skull, and this is what they do to him. I don't understand it. I don't
It's just
understand how that's not an immediate red.
I don't blame referees often. I don't like to blame the whole VAR because I know we should have done better. When it comes to a red card, which is breaking the laws of the game, I'm sorry, but I think it's really disgusting that that was allowed. Absolutely disgusting. You know, if that was Romero, he would have got sent off.
Yeah, if it's
100%
Romero,
if
if
that
it's
was
Richarlison, they
Romero.
all get set off
Yep.
because of their reputation that they hold. But I guess because Diogo Jota is so, oh, I'm so sorry, my Portuguese foot fucking gashed your head open, that I guess it's okay. I don't understand the
I
rationale
don't
behind that.
understand. I don't understand that some like with a rule like that, it's not subjective. The rule is you're not allowed to do a high, dangerous foot like that. You're not, and that is the rules. They are the rules, and his foot is high. It isn't at head height. It is, like I said, when they scoop down for it, it's not they're not at foot height. He's at head height. And he even, like I say, had his. When you look at that picture, how high his actual foot is up,
Look,
like he's
if your foot's even with
elevated.
your face, if your foot is up there even with your face, I'm gonna say that's a high boot. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, it is because, like I say, I like if me physically now had to lift my foot up that high to be able to balance and whatever, I'd have to be a bit careful. But yeah, that would be a high foot.
Like
Like I
even when
to
I
get my
kick in
foot
a
up that
door,
high.
even if you kick in a door, if anyone's seen the movie 300 when he says this is Sparta, his foot's not even that high. And
Listen,
that man's inflicting violence in that movie. So I just don't understand.
I just don't get it. I really don't. My foot, I can get so when I can open a door with my foot. So if I've got two cups in my hand, I can lift my foot and do it. But even that is fairly high, but that's higher than my door handle. And and that's like I say, I've got to lift my leg up. I'm only little, but still, like honestly, that's ridiculous.
It's absolutely atrocious in my opinion. Now, Mia, like I was kind of telling Daniel, we got a full studio, so I'm actually going to let you tell me what you want to talk about. I have a few
I'll quick
different talking discussions, but if there's anything like really that you really want to get off your
So
chest or speak
I
on.
think that I was really frustrated at the beginning with the defending, absolutely disgraceful. And Romero was very rash. And though I don't think he's a bad player, I think that he can be very rash and he definitely needs to get that out of his game. But he is young enough to have it coached out of his game and he's still got a lot to learn. I think as a defender, being that he is only just turned 25, or I think he's just turned 25.
24, I think. Let me
No,
see.
I think
I'll
it
look.
was his birthday the other day. It was his birthday. So
If anyone
when
would
we,
know when his birthday is, it'd be you. It says 25 according to this website I'm
yep,
looking at. So
yeah,
you probably,
yeah.
I trust you, Mia. I know that's your guy.
It was his birthday when we played Man United, actually. But yeah, so
He had a great game
obviously
too.
he is rash sometimes, but he has got a lot to learn. I don't think he's someone we should be piling in on, although he did make that very stupid mistake, like silly boy. He makes too many of those mistakes for my liking, way too many. Like he needs to get that out of his game, in my honest opinion. Like he really does need to get that out of his game. But the whole defense was absolutely just horrific in those first 20 minutes. Let's be honest, it was ridiculous. But what I would say is that I didn't come into this game thinking we would win it. I predicted a draw because I was a bit like, listen, I don't want to predict a loss because I don't like doing it. But if anybody here can honestly tell me they predicted a win, I will big up you, because I don't think many people would have said that. A lot of people would have said a loss. So we got a loss, but we didn't lose in a way that I thought we were going to. In those first, after that 20 minutes, I thought it was going to be another Newcastle. I
Yeah,
thought we were
same
going to
here.
be, I thought it was going to be horrific. So what I would say is the fact that it didn't end up like that and we lost stupidly because of a Moura mistake just shows you that we did put up. Obviously, we didn't just put down tools and think, sod it, I'm not going to play. So I kind of think to myself, if I put myself in like a reason, like try and be reasonable with it, I'm angry and I'm frustrated because we shouldn't perform like that in those like first 20 minutes and then not perform for the like, and then just decide that we'll perform after 3 goals, going 3 goals down. But on the other hand, we wasn't weak like we were with Newcastle, and we did put up that fight. And I thought it was going to be horrific, and I thought we were going to lose anyway because I honestly had zero expectations of us winning this game. So on the balance of things, I think a point would have been actually fair, because I do think that we did play in that second half a lot better. Like our chances, we had 10 shots and 7 on target. They had 4 on target. So, and they scored 4. So,
Well, one of those Pedro Porro shot it from like 60 yards
yeah.
away. So I
But
think sometimes stats could be a little skewed
yeah,
in
no,
that
I do
sense.
understand that. But I'm just saying, like, when you think though, we hit the bar with Sonny twice. And then we hit the woodwork again, didn't we? I think we just hit the woodwork quite a few times before we did
Sonny hit
actually
it
score.
twice. Romero hit
Yeah,
it
it
once,
once. That's
and
what
then
I'm
I think someone
saying.
else might have hit it once. It
That's
was
what I mean.
absurd.
So we
Their
didn't.
player of the match was the goalpost. I know that.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that when you look at it like that, we didn't like come out in the second half and was just like, oh, we're going to give up. So I know that it's really difficult and it's horrible because we've lost. And I'm not trying to be, like I say, a happy camper, because I'm so annoyed and frustrated with the whole thing. I would say I wanted them to fight today, and even though we went 3 goals down, they kind of did do that. Even though it was the wrong circumstances to fight, they should have fought from the beginning, not once we went 3 goals down.
I agree with you, Mia. We got to show that same heart in the first minute because teams, I think, are now privy to the fact that we're just going to stand around for the first half, let you do what you want to do a little bit. And then it's like, oh, okay, you put 3 passes. I guess we'll start trying. And then, it just, the
But it's been
first
like
half
that
of
all
these matches.
season, hasn't it? We've been like
Yeah.
that quite a lot of the season, where we would go goals down and then we'll wake up and be like, oh, yeah, we're supposed to score goals. We've got 2 goals down. We better score.
Yeah.
So we have been doing that for the majority of this season, unfortunately. And although we had a bigger blip in the middle, it looks like we've reverted to our old ways in that sense. Like we've reverted back to the second half team.
I mean, I think results early on in this season really kind of covered the cracks of this squad and the real ineptitude that we have. I want to talk to you about the substitutes a little bit. So
Yep.
we brought Papa Matasar on in the
Yep.
66th minute, it says, for Dan Kulusevski. We kind of switch it up to a 3-5-2. And then 11 minutes later, Heung-min Son scores. Is there something to be said about this formation change? Maybe it's something we should start with. I thought we really played more on the front foot, and then Richarlison obviously comes on for I'm sorry, he doesn't come on for Heung-min Son. Richarlison comes on for Oliver Skip when his head gets hurt, so then we go back to the original formation, the 3-4-3, and we still get a goal. So I don't know necessarily, from my opinion, if the 3-5-2 is better than the 3-4-3, or to me it just doesn't even matter because the squad is our defense in particular is just not good enough. Pedro Porro on I believe it was on the first or second goal, just completely not even looking at the man, and I don't want to harp too much on the defense because we all know that that's the main problem, the main thing that we need to get fixed. But what did you make of the substitutions? Did you like us in the 3-5-2, or did you prefer us in the 3-4-3?
I think that it's. I think actually when we switched to the 3-5-2, we didn't get used to it very good, well, because we were trying to do the balls that we were playing when we were playing the other formation, and it looked like that they were just passing the ball through because there's no one there, we're passing it just to nobody. So actually I don't know if we did play any better, although having that extra midfielder does provide a bit more protection as well, because they can also cover a little bit more for the defense in a way. So I don't know actually what one was really better, because like you say, when Richarlison come on, we scored. So I just don't know if it makes much difference, but I do feel like it was good to have Papa Sarr on the pitch, because I'm glad that he's getting time. I do really like Papa Sarr, so I want to see a bit more of him and what he can do.
It kind of sucks the way he got subbed out to, that Newcastle match. It was kind of tough. So
yeah, no,
I
it
felt bad
was.
for him there.
So I do think that it was, like I say, I don't know if it made a hell of a lot of difference. Like, to me, it just looked like when we were trying to pass the ball through to the front, because we hadn't got that person in the middle, it was just going to nobody, because we were instead, when we have the extra midfielder, we're supposed to pass it through the midfield and then off to the two that are obviously at the front. But we didn't do that. So it looks like we were just kind of misplacing those passes, and we didn't get used to that formation for very long, because then Oliver Skip had to come off. So I don't know if we really gave it much of a chance, but I don't know how much it was effective.
I agree with you there, Mia. You know me, Mia, I could talk to you for hours. We have before, so we could always do that, but I do got to keep it moving. But I want to ask you about this before I let you go. You were in the back room with me when we saw a little bit of that Harry Kane post-match interview. What did you take from his body language, his tone, what he was saying? Am I reading too much into it? What do you think about Kane's kind of demeanor after the match?
I think his demeanour probably matched like anybody who has just lost a game. I've got to be honest. I think that anybody would react like that. Their tone would probably be like that because they're going to be disappointed. But do I think that he wants to leave? I think that we'll find out, won't we? If he doesn't sign that contract, then we'll find out.
Such a politician answer, Mia. I was trying to get a real direct. I wanted a headline-worthy quote. And you ain't going to give it to me. That's very smart and savvy. Here's the link for Mia's channel. If y'all can go hit a like, hit a subscribe over there. It's Spurs Between the Lines. Mia's got content, every day? When's the next time people could see you on your channel?
I'm actually going to be doing my own review of the game. If anybody can stomach it, come and join me. 8:45 a.m. UK time. I know it's a bit early, but lately I've had quite a few people come and join, and I know it is nice to get it off our chests and have a good chat. I normally am on for around an hour, sometimes about maybe between half hour and an hour, depending on how I feel about it. Because sometimes I get a bit like, oh, I can't talk about it anymore. But yeah, so come and join me. We can have our little therapy session. That's what it's like, a therapy session on a Monday nowadays. So
Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. I'd rather it be a little mini celebration, like a little party on Mondays, because Mondays kind of stink overall. But
we've got bank holiday here tomorrow, so the
oh,
children
and
off
tomorrow's Ben
school.
Kaufman's birthday. Happy early birthday, Ben Kaufman. Get to enjoy it with the very bad taste in your mouth, I guess. It sucks. Mia, thank you so much for joining me
No
today.
worries.
Go hit a sub there. Mia will be live in tomorrow morning, so go check her out. Thank you again, Mia, for
Thank you.
calling in. You've only missed once, and you know
I've only
what?
missed one. Yeah.
That's 90%. You're still an AE student, you know what I mean? Which we are a
Oh,
C team, so you're you're over exceeding our expectations right now, Mia. We're gonna need you to tamper it down. I'm just playing.
Listen, I'm an overachiever. I like to be good and best at anything that I can possibly do. What can I say?
Yeah, big up, Mia. Thank you so much for calling in. Have a great rest of your day. I hope you can enjoy it, and look forward to that stream tomorrow. Go check her out there. Spurs Between the
Speak
Lines.
to you
Big up,
soon.
Mia. Yep. Talk soon. There she goes. There she goes. Spurs Between the Lines. Go check out Mia. If you get the chance, go click that link in the chat. It'll take you right there. I think it should open up a new tab for you, so you won't even have to leave here. You won't even have to leave here. But in the interest of time, I will keep this moving. I have a very special guest on. I don't get to speak with her all the time, but you all know her. You all love her. The Queen of North London, as I like to say, is up next. We got Queen Ellie Hoybier in the house. How are you doing, Mrs. Ellie? You're muted, by the way, Ellie. If you're, I don't, you know what? Maybe.
Hi,
Oh,
Jacob.
hey, there you are.
Yeah,
Hey, what's going
sorry,
on?
I forgot to take the mute. I was doing a Lucas Moura. I forgot to do something right. Oh my
He
God.
forgot that he wasn't wearing red or something.
What a roller coaster of emotions that match was. I'm exhausted from it. Oh my God, Jacob. Where do you start? You start with the defence, really. I see it as the grateful and the disgraceful. Like, I'm grateful for our front players, and I'm disgraced at our back players, because they just give so many goals away. We've leaked 56 now, I believe. It's the worst record in our history, I think. I don't think we've ever let in so many goals. But it was just it was one of those matches where I could see us coming back. I could really see us coming back and getting something out of it. But I thought we were going to win it. And then that little Yotto should have been off the pitch.
He shouldn't
Gets
have
the
even been
winning
on the
goal.
pitch. Exactly. That's the first thing I want to
Disgraceful.
talk about with you, Ellie. There's a
Yeah.
comment here from Fox on the Hill Prince. Fox on the Hill Prince, sorry. Says, in the interest of fairness regarding Skip, Skip being high booted by Jota for a red, Skip himself was very lucky not to see red. That's actually very not factual, in my opinion. If you look back, there's been a countless ankle stomps, foot stomps that haven't been that've been yellows. Some weren't even yellows. Some were just
Yeah.
let go. And not in just this match, but matches across all the Premier League matches. That happens all the time. What doesn't happen all the time is people taking studs to the face, especially when they're not even like on the ground or very low to the ground. You know, they're kind of standing up and take a boot to the face. What do you make of this?
I know. I mean, look at it. It's studs. It's not just the high foot. The high foot, the regulations are you put your foot up high, it's dangerous play. But not only that, he's studded him in the head and he's missed the ball completely. Look where the ref is. Right there. He can see it all. So that is a sending off 100%. I was so incensed, Jacob. I wanted to smash my TV in that time because I'm a passionate Greek lady. And I love Ollie Skip because he's all blood and fire. You know, he's not the most technical player. He's not the most brilliant player, but he'll give his all. And he didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve that. And the player doesn't even get sent off.
Yeah, it's actually really unfair.
It is.
In my opinion, because you know, I don't, you know me, I don't like to I don't like to blame the refs for why we lost or why we won.
No.
I like to say that, excuse me, there's 90 other minutes in this match where you could go
Yeah.
win this game, when you take it out of the ref's hands, and that's what you should do if you're doing your job. But
Of
to
course.
me, that is a game changer, because that should have been a red. He should have gone off, and then that player does not get the pass from Lucas Moura. But, you know, history will show that Lucas Moura got the assist, the game-winning assist for Liverpool. Let me ask you about the substitutions, Ali. What did you think about whenever we switched to the 3-5-2 and then we went back to the 3-4-3? What was your take on it? Did you see anything I didn't?
Yeah, I thought when Pape Sarr came on, I think it left Ollie Skip and Højbjerg especially to go forward a lot more and get involved a lot more, because they knew they had a cushion behind them. So they took a little bit more risks, and it paid off because we got goals, right? I thought it worked very well. And like Mia said, when we were just two up front, it was like we didn't have anybody to pass to effectively, you know, to get them in, you know. But Romero had a bit of an up and down game. Obviously, he gave the penalty away, but then he done that brilliant ball to Son, defence splitting ball that was timed perfectly. So I hold my hands up for Romero. He's one who's going to learn in time how to time the tackles fairly. Because if he just timed that a little bit more quickly, he would have got the ball. He was just a bit too late, and he caught the player instead. So I'm not going to throw the handbook at him, because he deserves a lot of credit. The boy, he's a good, very, very good defender.
He's the best defender we have in the squad.
Yeah,
and
he's the only defender.
I don't even think that's up for debate. And the fact that people are targeting him, to me, is, in my opinion, blasphemous. Because, like I was kind of saying with Daniel, when you're doing a group project, which there's 10 other people involved, and those 10 people are letting you down, naturally you're going to make some mistakes trying to compensate for the lack of talent around you, i.e. Dyer, Davies, Pedro Porro defensively. So Are we I don't understand. I don't even know the question I was going to ask, because I just don't understand why people have a go at Christian Romero when obviously he's the best thing back there that we've had since Yan and Toby, in my opinion. I ain't seen much otherwise to prove me wrong. So I don't know. I think that's a little rough. Let me ask you about your man Højbjerg. How did you think that he did today?
He done okay. You know, he done a few duff passes like he normally does, but he done one fantastic dribble that I was very impressed with. I didn't even know he had that in his locker, you know, where he beat a couple of players and then laid it off really well. So, you know, I'll give him a solid 7, you know, because he tried hard. You know, he wasn't spectacular. I hold my hands up. He wasn't spectacular, but he didn't do anything drastically wrong. He gave the ball away a couple of times, I saw. But what I was impressed with him is when Sarr came on, he got forward a lot more. I like that. And he linked up the play quite well, and he never lost the ball then, you know, because he's quite effective. When he gets up front, I think he's a better player when he joins the attack. When he's trying to defend, he's pointing everywhere to everybody, because there's so much. We're so disorganised at the back. You can't blame the guy for pointing. Say, you come here, you go there, and they don't listen to him half the time. So, and that's why we leak goals, because you have to have discipline in your team, Jacob, to hold the line very well, and we don't. And then we do rash tackles as well. But do you know what I'm going to do, Jacob? Just to make everybody laugh. I'm actually going to learn Portuguese. So when Jota comes down to White Hart Lane again, I'm going to swear at him in Portuguese. I'm telling you.
Get him. Please record it. Please record it. Please record that, Elliot. I need to see that.
Yeah.
Because honestly, that was absurd. I mean, what else is absurd is the fact that we went down 3-0 in the 15th minute. Were you worried that today was going to be another Newcastle in the first 20 minutes of this match? Oh my God.
Definitely. I thought,
here we go again. Here
we go again on the road. I'm going to put that song on. No, but the thing is, the second half, that was probably better than the Manchester United second half. And we're playing a lot more competent passing team in Liverpool. So we shackled them off their game, and then we started playing our game. And when we're up front, we can beat any team. Those three strikers up front, when Richie came on as well to add to their pain, and he scored that goal, I was so elated. I went crazy with my daughter. We were jumping up and down, and a minute later, Moura does that pass and lets them in, and then the guy who should have been sent off scores the winning goal. So that's like a dagger to your heart, Jacob. It's like a double dagger to your heart, you know. And then the referee doesn't give the penalty either when Konate is manhandling Richarlison. Because it's Richarlison, he's not going to give the penalty. If he'd done it to Kane, I'm sure they would have given that as a penalty. I'm not being biased, but I'm sure that would have been given a penalty. Well, I am being biased, you know.
Well, I don't think you're wrong though either,
Richarlison.
because yeah, the reputation that Richarlison brings with him, I
Yeah,
think naturally we saw it during the United game. He was just falling over left and right, and every time get up, get up. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's his
Um,
own doing. You know, once
I made a
what is it? The little boy who cried wolf or whatever. So
yeah,
now
and
when
I
the
made
wolf's
a very
actually
good
here,
comment. Sorry to interrupt you,
oh, go ahead.
Jacob. I didn't mean that. I made a very good comment in Irish Hotspur about if that had been Romero doing that boot to a player's head and cutting his head open, he would have seen red straight away. That referee would have sent him off, right? Because it's Diego Jota and he hasn't got that. He hasn't got that reputation,
He's
has
got the
he?
nice
Of a
guy
dirty
face, you
player.
know. Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
So he gets off with it. Yeah.
it's
It's
absolutely
like one
ridiculous.
rule for one and one rule for the rest. I was so frustrated that we lost the game, though. I was so angry as well because we gave it all away with that one pass by Moura. I don't know what he was thinking of. Was he thinking of passing it back?
I have
I
no
don't know.
idea. I don't know what he was thinking about doing, but
It
whatever
was
he was
so
thinking about doing
bad.
didn't work. I have
Yeah,
this question come in for us. One thing that's just odd for me, why was Dyer never subbed off? Literally, it does not make sense.
I
What do
know.
you think of that? I don't know. At this point,
If
I've
they
given
give
up on the
him a
whole.
new contract, honestly, oh, I can't stand him. He is so rubbish. I heard Talk Sport today, and the bloke said he should have been put in a rubbish dumpster. And Darren Ambrose started laughing his head off. Yeah, and he goes, "What did you say?" And he goes, "I want him in a rubbish dumpster." That's he's not good. He's not good, and he's leaking us so many goals. You know, just from his sheer presence, and his passing was god awful. It's not just
Yeah,
his defending, it's his distribution, and he can't move. He's so slow, and he slows down our play. Oh,
absolutely. I
I
can't
can't,
stand him.
I
If
can't
you
put it
watch my
into
channel,
words any more better than that.
well, Sugar Pebbles, I think likes your comment there, and says you're a natural
Yeah, right.
comedian. Ellie's the
I'm gonna
greatest.
learn
Ellie's the greatest.
Portuguese for sugar pebbles. I'm getting the book today. I'm ordering it from Amazon.
Oh no.
Or if
Um,
there's any Portuguese Spurs fans, please tap me on our THFC Till I Die channel, please.
Speaking of, here is the link. Go give a subscribe to THFC Till I
Yes,
Die.
come on.
Great stuff coming on over there. So, Ellie, let me ask you one thing before I let you go tonight.
Yeah,
Harry Kane,
fire
did you happen
away.
to hear his post-match
Yeah,
comments? What do you
yeah,
make of
he
his
sort
demeanor, his tone? And to me, it was very red flaggy. A lot of red flags in
of,
there.
a few red flags. But you know what? We had more red flags when the last game of the season at home, I think we played Villa, and he was like hugging everybody and like he looked like he was going to go then. All
Hmm.
right, so maybe he's just destined to be a Spurs player all his life. You know, he's resigned himself to being a Spurs player because the only thing I can think of that he's going to do, I think he'll stay one more season. All right, and then if he doesn't get his big move, he'll stay again because we're not going to make any money off him next year. and he might feel a bit like a betrayal to the club, because he is a
No.
one-man club. I think he's the last of the warriors who are, are loyal to one club. There's not many nowadays. It's all about paychecks, isn't it? And you can see Kane, he's played really well in that match. He's got us back into the game with that superb volley. But Perisic was very good as well today. I liked him. I liked his energy, and he was getting back a lot and helping the defence. So, yeah, with Kane, I want him to stay. But if we are going to cash in on him, this is the time, this season, isn't it? If we're going to make that 80 to 100 million.
That's it.
And
Because I
then
don't think you can
start a
convince him to
rebuild.
sign another contract.
I don't want to
Absolutely.
lose him. But if we do, and he doesn't want to sign a contract, there's nothing we can do. Well, I suppose Levy can say yes, keep you on for one more year. Yeah.
Oh, God. Ellie, it's always a pleasure to speak with you. I do got to keep
Yeah.
it moving. The back room is flying.
Thank you, Jacob. It's
So
a
thank
pleasure
you so
speaking
much,
to
Ellie.
you as well.
Yeah.
You
Always a
take
pleasure
care,
to speak to you.
and
Yeah.
big up the Irish Hotspur, big up
When's the
David,
next time you're live,
big
real
up
quick,
Jack,
before you
big up
go?
you. Subscribe to this man's channel because it's absolutely fabulous.
Appreciate
United
that.
Spurs of America, absolutely brilliant. Come on,
Do
get
it, do
over
it, do
there
it.
and subscribe, people. You take care, Jacob. Have a
Thank
lovely
you, Ellie.
evening.
You do the same.
Cheers.
And enjoy your family tonight.
Cheers,
There's lots of
darling.
things to be thankful for. So I
I'm
hope you have a
just
great
going to
rest
go
of your
and
night,
do
Ellie.
some more crying now.
No, just get a hug. Hugs always help
Take
me.
care.
So get some hugs.
Bye-bye.
Take care, Ellie.
Bye-bye.
Good to speak with you. Bye bye. All right, there you go. Go subscribe to THFC till I die because they're so great. Dermatron, Ellie, and the Godfather over there. So go show them some love. Without further ado, I'm gonna keep it moving. We got a full back room here, so let me just keep it running on through. Next up, we have, I believe this is the first time I get the pleasure of speaking with this man, Jerome. How are we doing, my friend? Yeah, you're on mute, by the way. On the
How's it
stream
going?
yard. Hey, good man. I'm all right. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I can't say I'm doing great, but saving mostly. Just very angry. But you know what? If we didn't have like this crap defense, I swear down, we'll be so much higher up in the league right now. That defense has cost us so much. It's just unbelievable. We've just been shipping goals left, right, and center. And again, it's like 15 minutes, 3-0 down. And it's up to the guys at the front to bring us back in that game again. It's just unbelievable. But again, against Liverpool, we are cursed. I think they are our bogey team. We are definitely cursed with them. At White Hart Lane was the same thing. Dyer giving the ball away. This time, Moura giving the ball away. And we had to fight back to come to this game. It's the same thing at White Hart Lane when we played them. It's just unbelievable.
It's
I can't believe we did this.
Yeah, it's a little tough for me to witness too. Let me just jump you straight right into the pool, Jerome. This is the most pressing matter on my hands personally. This challenge on Oliver Skip, I've shown it 500 times throughout this stream already. What are your thoughts on this? And did they get away with one?
They got away with one. This is definitely a red card. Like, no matter how much you say it, this is definitely a red card. And big up to yourself on the football terrace when that Liverpool fan just went and said his head was just there. I mean, like,
oh my God. But see, there's a difference. And I saw a comment earlier in the chat also saying, excuse me, that, oh, Oliver Skip was lucky to get away with one. I don't think so. There's been a lot of ankle smashes that have gone on this season that a lot of people gotten away with. There's not been a lot of this. I don't know how many people have taken studs to the face this season and gotten away with it. Like,
and look at Jota's. If you look at Jota's head, he's not looking up. He's looking straight up front. He's looking straight up front, so you can see him. So you can definitely see him. Don't say he's looking at the ball. He's looking straight up front, and that foot is very high. So that's dangerous play, and that's a red card. There's no discussion there.
It's equal with his face, and to me, like, what is VAR for if not to say, hey, you made a mistake, you might want to come look at this. At least let him look at it. Tell him to look at it. Maybe you get a second opinion on it. Instead, it's just radio silence. To me,
Yeah.
that's unacceptable. I don't like to blame the fans or the fans. I don't like to blame the
Blame
fans,
the
but I also
ref.
don't like to
Yeah.
blame the ref.
Yeah.
You know, we conceded 3 goals in 15 minutes today. That's absolutely atrocious. You cannot do that if
Yeah.
you're trying to get anything from a match, in my opinion. We were lucky to come back the way we did. Same thing with United. They let us off the hook, and we
Yeah.
came back in that match. And we almost did that again today. How are
Yeah.
you feeling walking away from this?
Look, the thing is, it's just a game of two halves again. It doesn't change. We haven't changed anything at all in this season. It's just we start poor and then we go again. It's like when the other team gets complacent, that's where we start playing again. Okay, playing football again. It's just not good enough. We can't be doing this. We can't start games that poorly, and then the second half we start it with a bang. We go like gun ho. There's nothing to lose. Let's go for it. No, we can't do this. We can't be playing games like this. It's just not good enough. And to answer your question as to why Dyer was still on the field, I would say that's the only reason why I don't want Ryan Mason as the full manager, as a full-time manager. He plays his friends. Dyer is his friend. He will let him on no matter what.
Yeah, he played
That's
Winks in the
my
Carabao
issue.
Cup final. Played Lucas Moura instead of
Yeah.
an informed Bale in the Carabao Cup final.
Exactly. He plays his friends, people that he knows about. That's why we need a different manager, somebody that goes, you're crap, you're on the bench, you're not going to play. You're not going to play for me. I'm sending you. You're ridiculous. Dyer is ridiculously bad. I mean, like, this is ridiculous. And to
I'm gonna
blame
ask you the
Romero
same
and saying,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
oh, no, sorry. I was just saying to blame Romero, saying, oh, Romero had bad games as well. But if he has players like Dyer next to him, what can he do? There's nothing there he can do.
I agree. I think blaming Romero for his mistakes today is just the easy way out. Just like we
Yeah,
blame managers for when we're bad. Easy way out.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
easy excuses, in my opinion. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Daniel, which it's slipping me right now. I think I'm forgetting what that question was, but you already talked about Romero a little bit. I want to ask you something I haven't actually asked anyone yet, and that was why did Dan Kulusevski start? I don't think he's done much to constitute that he should start. I
Yeah.
thought he was not good today. Why not Dan Juma? I mean, if Richarlison's going to fall over the entire first half, why not Dan Juma?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's the thing about Danjuma. He needs more minutes to play. Look, Kulusevski he came in as an impact sub against Man United. He spun them. He was very good. I would say that would warrant him to start. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
But that's the thing. Like, coming on as a sub is one thing. Starting a
Yeah.
match is another. And,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to blame Kulusevski for our lackluster start to matches, but the realistic thing here is, like, if it's not working, man, you got to change something. It's just insanity. If we're constantly like, you know, if the bed sheet's not big enough to go on the bed and we're, you know, trying to put the bed sheet on, and every time the fucking corner
Yeah.
comes off, we're like, I just wish this thing would fit. And it's like, no, buy a damn sheet that fit the bed. How about
Yeah.
that?
True.
It's very frustrating for me.
He feels like he's like Son. Like, if you put him on the bench, you put him right up, he's gonna put his statement. I'm like, I'm gonna show why I need to be started. But when he starts, it's like something's not right with Kodo. It's like
Yeah.
his football is gone. But
I feel like
Danjuma,
he's hungrier off the bench, if anything.
yeah, he's hungry off the bench. Danjuma needs, at least we need to try and see if Danjuma can start a game. And to be honest, I think let's put Richie at the front. Let's give Harry a break. Let's try and put Richie at the front and see what would happen. Let's put Danjuma a little bit with Richie playing, because I think those two, they can play together. Those two together at the front can play well. But the issue we have is we're relying too much on Kane and everything. When Kane goes, and he's going next season, because I do not want another Man City, the whole thing going on, the whole story thing about him leaving like last season before, and going, and then he doesn't play at all. He looks like he's disinterested and all those. I do not want a player like this anymore. If Kane is going to stay, then he stays. But if he's decided to leave, then leave. Because we need to start thinking of moving away from Harry Kane and thinking Spurs need to have a life after Harry Kane. It's going to be difficult. There's not many players like Harry Kane. I would agree. There's not many players like him.
Yeah,
But-
you need at least 2-3 players to replace
Yeah.
what he does for us.
Mm.
He
But we
is
need that.
generational talent.
We need change, and it definitely needs to happen soon, because that defense we can't keep this. We cannot keep this defense. We have to change it completely. And this summer, if we don't invest in 2 good center backs, then what's the point? What is the point?
I
There's no
remember
point
the
of
question I was
competing.
going to ask that I asked Daniel. What defenders in the history of since you've been watching the sport, how many defenders would you say, oh, I want him on my squad for 10 plus years? Any of them that you can name off the top of your head?
Jan Vertonghen, I would say he's good. Alderweireld, well, they came I mean, an older age to us. And then Ledley King, I'd say during his time, Ledley King. Look, there's one man I don't want to mention. And nobody wants to mention his name.
Don't say
But
it.
he
I know what
was-
you're talking about. Don't say it.
Yes, he was
No, he's
quality
trash.
for us.
No, he's trash. He's
Yes.
trash. I'll never say he's good. He's trash.
I don't want to speak his name, but look, if he was loyal to us, I would have said keep him for 10 plus years. But yeah, never going to speak his name again. But yeah,
Oh man. I do, Jerome. It's been a pleasure talking with you. I hope you can call in on another show when maybe there's not so many people
Definitely.
lined up in the back. And then also I'm on a little bit of a time crunch, so I do want to make sure that there's any if there's anything else that you want to talk about that we do talk about. Is there any last like really pressing matters that you're like, man, this really makes me mad, or we need to do this?
look, the only thing I have to say is we need a philosophy. This team has no philosophy at all. There's no identity, no philosophy. And the only person that gave us one for the last 5 years is going to Chelsea. So that's the only thing that makes me mad right now. That
Kane may
seriously
go to
makes
Chelsea
me
too, just to join
so
him.
mad. Yeah, again,
That's tough.
Kane may go to
That's
Chelsea
tough.
just to join him. That's just tough to hear.
Mhm.
But if we get like a young manager, like an Engelsman, that will bring a new philosophy to this team, then yes, I would say bring somebody. But no Brendan Rodgers or some big names or something. I do not want those. Like, bring me a Vincent Kompany or bring me in like an Engelsman. One of those two. I do not want any other managers like Luis Enrique or Brendan Rodgers or whoever else there is, big name managers. It's not going to work with us. We're not going to get what we want. It's just try and get someone who's new, who's not going to be depending on big name players, who's just going to bring players, I don't know, like Poch was bringing players for small teams from the championship and develop them there. And look what happened. So
Yeah.
let's see if we got something like that. But
Yeah,
anyway,
let's see. Let's see.
too long.
Hey, it was very nice to meet you, man. Hopefully next
Yeah,
time we
nice
speak,
to
it's
talk
on
to you
better
too, Jacob.
terms.
Yeah.
But I've really enjoyed the conversation. I wish we could go longer, my friend, but I do got to
no,
keep
it's
it
fine.
rolling. So, Jerome, big ups, man. I hope I can get you on the
Big
next
up, man.
call in as well.
No worries. Okay.
All right, take
See you,
care.
man.
Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Hope you do something you love doing, and it makes you feel just a little bit better, and you can forget about Tottenham today. Or maybe Tottenham for the
Definitely.
week, because it's been a tough week. It's been a tough week.
Definitely
Take care,
tough week.
Jerome. Good to talk with you.
All
man.
right. Take care. See you. Bye.
See ya. Bye. There he goes, Jerome. Big up, Jerome. Very nice to talk to you. I'm going to keep it rolling, keep it moving, keep it grooving. And let me bring on another good friend of mine. I've spoken with him here before, spoken with him other places as well. But let me bring him in. Welcome, my friend Dermatron from THFC Till I Die. We were just speaking with Ellie not too long ago, your compadre. She was sharing some sentiments. Let me just ask you first off the top, what's burning you right now? What's burning inside that you just need to talk about?
I'm broken. I've had enough. I'm finished. I'm done. I'm washed my hands. I've got more important things in my life than Tottenham Hotspur Football Club at the moment. I am absolutely done. What's also getting to me is I'm seeing it tonight around on other social medias and YouTube and Twitter and whatever mediums they are, that people are blaming Ryan Mason for that defeat today. Let's get one thing straight. It wasn't Ryan Mason's fault. It was the players on the pitch's fault. It was Moura's fault for making a downright sickening stupid pass where he should have been more Suarez around it. It's Eric Dyer's fault for not being turned on as a footballer who should have his contract cancelled after tonight. It's Daniel Levy's fault for bringing in managers again and again and again. All he had to do was backpatch.
We were right there. We were right there, Dermot.
Yeah, we were there. We were that close of getting somewhere. So
you could say we were an armpit away, Sissoko armpit away. You could argue.
We have fallen so far as a club to where we were. We're not a club I recognise. We're not a club that I want to recognise. Don't get me wrong. I've been Spurs fans for 40 odd years. I'd always loved Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Tottenham are on my team. I wouldn't, next season in August or pre-season when the first pre-season match. Don't worry, I'll be there with a watch along on my channel. We'll be doing it with Philip or Ellie. We'll be getting revved up. We've got the season coming up. We're all excited. But I just want this season to finish now. Just call it quits. The Premier League, just say Tottenham are going to finish 8th. No Europe. It's what they deserve.
Only 4 finals left, Dermot. You're not looking forward to the 4 more finals that we have?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm being honest. It's the first time in 40-something years, apart from the Man United match I had to watch on Monday for the watch along we did on our channel, I have not. I didn't even watch the match today. I watched the highlights. I am that sick of watching Tottenham at the moment. I'm that sick of watching defenders cock it up like Eric Dyer. I'm that sick of watching Harry Kane not trying or Sonny not trying. I'm sick of players not starting the games properly. 3-0 down within 20 minutes. Come on. Have a bit of pride about yourself. There's fans there have travelled up from earn good money to go up there today. Okay, we fought back in the second half. And then they give away a stupid goal within 10 seconds. It is fucking ridiculous, and I'm absolutely fucking angry. Excuse my language. And I've had enough. I've had a plain enough, and I think Daniel Levy needs to take a hard look good at himself. Now, you can't blame him for everything. The players have to take responsibilities. The coaching, the players have to take responsibilities, but he has to take responsibility for where he's landed us as a club. And we're not a club. We're not Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. We're Tottenham Hotspur, something I don't recognise.
We're Tottenham Hotspur Entertainment Center, as far as I know.
I wouldn't even call it that, Jacob. I wouldn't even call it that.
Well, it's entertaining if you're a Newcastle fan or a Liverpool fan.
Yeah,
it's entertaining for some people. Let me ask you
just
about this. I love your initial thoughts, Dermot, and I share a lot of those same sentiments. But let me ask you something about the match that has nothing to do with our owners specifically, and it's this challenge against Oliver Skipp that actually sees him injured and exit the game. What do you make of it? Was it a disaster clause from the refs? How do you feel about this?
How is that not a sending off? Please tell me in any sort of that is anyone's got a brain, even a Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder could tell you that was a sending off.
Yeah, that's pretty atrocious right there. I mean, his foot, even with his face, hitting Oliver Skipp in the face. There's blood. He has to leave the field. I mean, this is just atrocious at this point, right?
Yeah, can I make a point? Look, there's the referee. There's the referee. What's he looking at? Seriously, what is he looking at?
I think he's doing his best impression of me after the Brighton match, which is, I didn't see shit. That's all I had to say after Brighton. I ain't seen nothing, officer. I ain't seen nothing. I don't know who was there. I think he's doing his best impression of me because he's seen it and he's like, nah, I didn't see that.
I swear to God, the song that comes to mind is Shaggy's song back in the 90s. It wasn't me. That's what's coming to my mind. The referee saying it wasn't me.
It says she got me on the counter. It wasn't me.
That's it. God, that's bringing me back.
I love that song. I was way
Yeah.
too young to be listening to that song too. I was like, I don't know what this means, but it wasn't me. You know,
No, it
that was
wasn't me.
fun.
Yeah, but look at the way just another thing on the referee and then the VAR. Again, it's another disaster of how VAR is so wrong in the game at the moment. That should have been checked. That should have been referee. Could you go over to the monitor and relook at that again? Now the Richarlison penalty, I do agree, it wasn't a penalty. He dived. He didn't. There was no. The shirt didn't get tugged, in my opinion. So that was a correct decision. I think Richarlison tried to make more of it than what it was. There was contact, but not enough, in my view, for a penalty. But that was a red card all day long. And the thing that kicks you in the gut, he scores the goal. He scores the winning goal.
That's so us, right, Dermot? That's so Tottenham. The fact
Yeah.
that happens. Oh, big up Jerome with the super chat. Says blame Daniel Levy for managerial debacle, but when those players pass that white line, the blame is on them and the manager, not just Levy. I agree. I've always said the blame is to be shared on match days. But leading up to match days, there are people I blame leading up to match days. The fact that Eric Dyer cannot be benched, the fact that
No.
Ben Davies is still here, the fact that Davinson Sanchez is one of our options off the bench, the fact that Clementine Longley is the other option, and we're looking at signing him permanent and extending Dyer. The list goes on and on. I'm not going to beat on a dead horse at all, but Dermot, what do you think of this?
I agree with them. I put in the chat, super chat in earlier to when Sean was doing their watch along with the guys, and Sean, I think my super chat came across. I agree what Sean said earlier. When the players cross and Jerome Zoe, when the players cross the white line, it's their responsibility. It's their fault.
Yeah, I don't blame Levy for Dyer being atrocious at playing football, but I do blame him for keeping him here this long. I do blame him for potentially signing him to an extension.
Yeah,
those are things I do blame.
Yeah, I think with Levy, I think he's taken Tottenham as far as he can take him, and I think that's my own point of view. We need another chairman or another owner that's going to pump money in, and I think Enoch and Levy are not that thing. And you can see the teams in dire need of a rebuild or changing or something changing. It needs a spark. And if that means selling Harry in the summer for 80 million or 100 million, then sell him. Don't get me wrong, I'd love Harry to stay for the rest of his career and win something with us. But if the owners are not going to put any money in, then if we have to sell to rebuild, then you get 100 million for a 30-year-old. I think you would take it. And I think any Tottenham fan that's got the common sense would think, yeah, we'll take it and use the money properly in central defenders. Buy Longley. I would buy Longley. I think he's a good defender. But you need somebody in the middle between Longley and Romero that complements the two. Eric Dyer couldn't complement scrambled egg on toast, in my opinion.
Well, he does a good job at advertising that Portuguese restaurant in London, Atlas or whatever.
Yeah,
I know he does a good job doing that, but that's about it.
Maybe he should go and work there. Maybe he should hire him there as a PR man or something.
No, he should be the host. He should just be a host there because he can be like, he do exactly how he defends. Right this way.
Yeah.
Oh, for 3? Yeah. Right this way.
Yeah. Maybe you, me, and Dan. But Daniel, right, should go there one night, and Dave and Jack should all go there one night and just shout highlights at them all night as they working. Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah, we know. Big up, Jerome. Thank you for the super chat.
Big up.
Yeah, big up. Showing some support for Irish and David and Jack out here. Big ups. Make sure you hit that like while you're here. I haven't been saying it as much because I'm trying to run through. We got a lot of people we still got to get through, and we're almost at an hour and a half. So, Dermot, I'm going to ask you, did you listen to Harry Kane's post-match comments, and how does that make you feel?
I did. I think he sounds like a record repeating itself. He knows the same players are letting him down again. Look, I think he's done. I think he's either he's done for this season, always done forever, and I think it's more done forever. I don't like to say it, but I think Harry's going. I think we should be resigned to losing him in the summer. But who's going to pay 100 million for him? Man United?
No, they just wait next year, get him free.
Yeah, and think that's what's going to happen. So we've got to be very smart. We can't let history repeat itself like we did with your man who should not be named.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that
He
debacle.
will not be named.
Yeah, that debacle. We can't let history repeat itself. And if it does, then you've got to blame Daniel Levy on bad management and bad what they were doing. But look, I think Harry's as fed up and as frustrated as the rest of us. You can see it. He is.
Mm-hmm.
But look, we've got another game coming. 4 more games to come. Yay. Season's over. Yay.
Yay.
Next season, we'll be all batteries full. We'll be all full of enthusiasm. We can see light at the tunnel. Yay.
We'll appoint someone who just won a trophy, and it'll give everyone hope, and then that hope will slowly be... It's a cycle, right there, man? It's what we're always doing.
We need to break this cycle. We need to get out of this cycle. Now, if that means Levy leaving, then so be it.
Yeah.
But I want change for Tottenham. I want my Tottenham back, and we're not getting it back for... While Enoch and Levy and the current debacle of the way the club's being run, the way the players are there, we need a clean out from top to bottom, left to right.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it might be another 5 years before we get anything, but it needs to happen. And I've taken up enough of your time because I know you've got other people in the background.
Dermot, I could talk to you for hours. You know that.
Same here.
We always do. So we'll have to get together on a show in which we can just blabber for hours. So let's get that set up. Go check him out here. THFC Till I Die. Same place you can find Ellie if you haven't subbed. What are you doing? So go show some love over there. Dermot, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
I hope you get to enjoy the rest of your day with your family. You know what I mean? Some things.
Yeah, I'm going to chill out now.
Transcend football, you know? This is a therapy session. So my wife was asking me before the show, she was like, why are you still upset? I thought you just, had a rant on a show. And I was like, no, I need the Irish Hotspur fan show to happen before I'm fully cleansed of these sins of today.
Just very quickly, on your Premier League defenders since the Premier League started.
Oh, yeah.
I go for 2. I would actually now I can remember the first season in the Premier League, but Man United had a player called Gary Bannister, who was a brilliant defender. Also, Yap Stam.
Okay.
They're 2. Now they're both Man United defenders, I know, but I tell you one thing: Yap Stam, he would put in his peak, he would scare the living daylights out of you. He really would.
We could use a couple of those.
You do. There is. But listen, big up, Jacob. You do a fantastic job in here. Everyone get over to the United Spurs of America.
It's pinned to the top of the chat. Yeah, it's pinned to the top of the chat.
And thank you once again for having me on. And I've really appreciated it. So thank you.
No, big ups, man. I always enjoy talking to you. So appreciate you calling in today. Always a pleasure when I get to speak to you, Dermot. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, my friend. And
you too.
Have an easy Monday. Take care. Take care,
on.
Dermot. Oh, cut him off. There it is. First cut off of the day. Sorry about that, buddy. You're the first one. I got, the first 2 shows I was cutting people off left and right, and then I kind of got better at it. But apparently I'm not too, I'm Eric Dyer out here. But without further ado, let me continue. Oh, man, we got quite the lineup here. Let me just keep it running. I got a fellow American in the house. Here we go. USA. No,
what's up, Jake?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Oh man, four with weeks left, right? Something like that. Like right now,
four
only
games
thing
left.
Only thing getting me through this right now is the fact that my MLS team doesn't suck for a change. It's the only reason why.
How are Cincinnati doing?
They drew New England last night, so they're still tied with them for the top of the East, and I think top of the league overall. So it's a weird feeling, man. They're actually good. So
yeah, well, at least you get a little bit of joy. My good friend Colin with Talking Ball, he's recently become a Nashville fan, so he's enjoying some of their successes rather than They got a
Oh,
nice little stadium, Geodis Park. It's nice. It's nice. They got it's a few USA national team members, but we're not here to talk about that.
right.
We're here to talk
We're
about
not.
Tottenham, and I need to therapize you before I get you
Sure.
gone out of here.
Sure.
So let me just start with the most pressing matter to me. Ian, thoughts?
I'm seeing Oliver Skip's head being attacked by a foot. Now, obviously, being in the States, you and I think of football as something you like throw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, this Liverpool player thinks that Oliver Skip's head is a ball. Now, let me see here. They're roughly the same color, more than not, but usually a football, let's say, is not attached to someone's neck. So that should have been, just straight up red. I don't understand on God's green earth how that wasn't. Like, I just do not understand this, man. I really don't.
Yeah, it's absolutely absurd. And to me, in no world, getting kicked in the face has that ever been like not a red offense. Even when I played Sunday League, when I played Select, when I played Youth, you get any of that, you're gone.
Yeah.
You're gone. I mean, I've gotten a red from just dropping I play goalkeeper, so I've gotten a red from dropping the shoulder on a guy in the box. And I'm the keeper. You're supposed to protect me.
Yeah.
That's absolutely absurd to me.
Just don't understand it, man. I just do not understand it. I mean, look, like the fact that he was the guy.
And we're both like, I don't get why this happened, man. It's absolutely crazy.
Right. It's like, and honestly though, the thing that just makes it worse is that like he was the guy that ends up giving them their fourth one, and I'm just like, now obviously we should have never put ourselves in that position in the first place. Allowing what 3 in the first 15 for the last 2 out of 3 like weeks. Like, come on. I mean, like, I'm just, and then there's all this talk about, give me one second, man. My cat is chewing on something he shouldn't be.
Oh, sounds like a dire. Sounds like a dire of a cat, a dire situation, if you might say. Let me ask you this. Just for the sake of interest of time, I got to keep the convo rolling along to a few pressing matters. Christian Romero, he's receiving a lot of blame and flack for his role in the capitulation of the first half. What do you make of Christian Romero as far as his tenure with Tottenham?
As far as I'm concerned, relatively speaking, if folks are trying to slight Christian Romero, as far as I like to call him, Shithouse Capitan.
He is the Capitano.
Right. They need to honestly reassess. Now, has he been like what he was last year? No. But as far as the back line goes, he is the person who is least deserving of any kind of horribleness. That damn cat, man. How about this, man? I'm going to turn my screen off really fast, okay? How about that?
Yeah, no worries. Keep talking to me about Romero though.
Yeah. It's like I would say this. Like, is he reckless? Oh, for sure. He's also 23.
I love that.
He's young. He's 12 years younger than I am, and just plays actually. Like. Okay, fine. He's 10 years younger than like I am, and like he's playing with no shits. Like he doesn't care, which of course is not great all of the time. But I feel like he's the one that like shows up and just gives it his all. And with Pedro Porro, but they're all relatively new. So it's like in a lot of ways they're not truly Spurs until they've been here for a few years, and just all of the desire is just sucked right out of them, which sucks.
Happen. It's almost inevitable.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's like
Pedro Porro still got that fire in his eyes, and I'm going to watch it over the next couple of years, just slowly dwindle away like a candle losing oxygen. This is not a good sight. I want to ask you also, Dejan Kulusevski, he got the start today. Do you think he should start? And if you don't,
No.
why the hell is he starting?
No. I mean,
I think he's been
just
absolutely ass all season. He's had numerous chances to do something
right.
to help us, and he has not.
And especially with the whole like World Cup thing, he just came back a completely different player and not in a great way. Now, like maybe he just needs to be sat, bring him on second half with like fresh legs, whatever it has to. He doesn't come off as the kind of person who is going to absolutely like throw a hissy fit if he doesn't start every game. And yeah, I mean, look, it's like I'm reserved to the fact that we're not even going to make Europe next year, and honestly, in my heart of hearts, fine with that because we have not shown that we can play potentially three times a week, especially with the lack of like depth we have. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like perhaps us just completely tanking for these last like 4 like weeks is going to be a blessing in disguise. Who knows? I don't think so, but who knows?
Let me ask you this. Tottenham winless in the last 4 matches. Liverpool win all 4 last matches. It's clear that they're going to jump. I mean, they got a game in hand and they're 2 points up. So I would say our Aston Villa now are rivals because they're the ones, they're equal to points with us. So big up, who beat them? Was it United today? United beat them 1-0. So big up United for, that, I guess, because top 4 is way off. We need 9. United have 2 games in hand and they're 9 points above us. So no fucking way in hell we're gonna recoup those points. There's no way. No way. So either we're gonna get 6th or we're gonna get 7th, potentially 8th as well, because Brighton have 3 games in hand on us and are only 2 points behind us. So someone said 8th one day, and honestly, we might be lucky to get 8th at this point. Ian, but you know what? It sucks. I want to ask you. I got 2 more things to ask you before I let you go, and then I'm going to ask you your thoughts on the substitutions when we brought Papa Matasar and we just kind of switched formations there a little bit, and then we scored, and then Oliver Skip got booted in the face, and then he left, so then we went back to the 3-4-3. What do you kind of take away from all that?
At this point, let SAR play, let the youngsters play. I don't know what Dan Juma has
too. Fuck it.
Right. It's like I don't know what Dan Juma has to do to even get even just a whiff of that field. I really don't. I mean, that being said though, like the biggest issue I always had with Conte was like he wouldn't sub until like 10 minutes left, and I'm just like, what's the point then? Right? Like at least like Mason's actually putting folks on. But I mean, yeah, it's like it's like at this point, like top 4 isn't happening. I'd rather have us just stay out of Europe all together here. Just let the youngsters play, dude. Because at this point, things can't get much worse. I mean, the only thing I have to look forward to as far as the rest of the season goes is just seeing Arsenal just collapse. If we're being completely frank, and it's like look, like SAR, I'm glad he got his head straight after the Newcastle one, especially because he's so young. Like, I'm so glad he got his head straight on that. I think that's a great sign for him. All right. And also just like some overall trust that like at least like someone on the coaching staff has in him. So I guess to that point, I'm not too upset. Honestly, I just wish, like at this point, just throw him in there and give him a start and see what happens. Honestly,
yeah. What do we got to lose? Right? We already missed out on top 4. That ain't happening.
Right.
Last question I got for you, Ian, and then I'm gonna keep it moving. Harry Kane, did you see his post-match comments? Did you see his demeanor, his tone?
I did not actually.
With Harry, it was to me. I'll tell you right now, not good. Not good.
Yeah.
He just was like, God, what the hell is going on? And it was very. To me, he seems like he's ready to check out. He's ready to go.
Oh yeah.
What do you think's going to happen with Kane this summer?
Honestly, I think if Harry had it his way, and this is going to sound really harsh, if he could just somehow just walk away, he probably could. Now, I'm not saying he would or he should, but like I'm sure there's some tiny voice in the back of his head, like I can just walk. Like I don't need this crap, honestly. And as far as just from a club perspective, like our club's all-time leading scorer, one of the greatest players to ever put on that white shirt, and we have just not backed Harry, like, or at least like haven't given him anything consistent just to build off of. And I think a lot of us would not blame him at all if he just straight up left. Like, but like that said, like obviously we don't want him to like leave. Like it's like we will never want him to leave because that is just going to absolutely that is just going to just gut us as it should. But the fact that this and like this is what the third year in a row like we've had this conversation in some form is just like saying like this is it for him and this is what we're going to send him out on. So honestly, like even I'm just not, it's just like I think like it's like he's just had it, honestly, and the only thing that's probably keeping him from having any sort of like professional happiness is that bald guy in the stands who, for whatever reason, thinks it's a great idea to renew Eric Dyer's contract, or at least flirt with the idea. But heaven forbid we do anything else. Like I would much rather have like Cincinnati's back line right now than Spurs' back line. Okay, and that's horrible. I'm just saying, man.
Dyer is MLS level. Dyer's
I don't even
MLS level.
I don't even think he gets into half of the MLS clubs. Honestly, I really don't.
Yeah, he's dog shit. Yeah. But Ian, I'm going to keep this moving. Got a couple more guests in the back I want to make sure I get to before I have to close this show out. But big ups, my friend, holding it down out there in Ohio for us all. Appreciate you calling in. It's always a pleasure to speak with you, man.
One more thing.
Absolutely.
Happy birthday in advance to everyone's favorite coffee shop owner, Ben Kaufman. It is not his fault that he believes putting chocolate on a biscuit automatically makes it a chocolate bar. Like Benny, I love you to death, man. I do, but you just need a hug, man. You just need the hug, and I will stay on. After I leave, I will log back into the show just to see how he just loses his like complete mind over that. But seriousness though, love y'all. Big Tottenham until they just kill me. Love y'all.
They're trying to, man. They're trying to. There he is already. Big up, Ian. Big up, Ian. Have a great rest of your day, my friend.
All right, man. You as well. All right, man. Bye.
Take care, brother. See you. There he goes. Chocolate inner or biscuit inner. I don't even know what the term is, but I'm not going to get digressed on that. But he actually foreshadowed our very next guest, which is the soon-to-be birthday boy, Benjamin Kaufman. Was cracking.
Hello. Same shit, different day. Purple and gold until Tottenham are sold. If anyone is not on this side of the fence after watching, do you know, 7 away games, 2 points. It might even be more than that. It might even be 14. I can't remember. Capitulation after capitulation. Eric Dyer getting a contract. If Eric Dyer gets a new contract, I've seen the content creators. I've seen the people in the chat all complain about how bad our backline is. We complain about it many a time on the Irish Hotspur. If they are not in the streets with myself, Daigle, all the people that are there complaining about this owner, then we are done as a football club. I don't want to blame fans. I hate blaming fans. It's not me. But it's open your eyes at the bigger picture. The same people are making the same mistakes for the last 10 years. Eric Dyer, Ben Davis, Sanchez. How many can you name? Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura should have been gone 4 years ago. We've kept him here because, oh, look, he had a great game against Ajax 5 years ago. What do you fucking do? Last 2 games he's played for Tottenham, he has cost us the game. That is unacceptable. Forget about Eric Dyer, Lucas Moura, and people still back him. They still play him. Ryan Maitson playing him. It's
that's a clever nickname, Ryan Maitson. Like he gets his mates on the pitch. Yeah,
he plays his mates. That's all he does.
That's
he plays his mates. I feel sorry for Ryan Maitson. He should not be in this position. Why have we given this managerial job to someone that's never managed at a top level? Ryan Mason should be in League One or the Championship, learning their craft as a manager, like what Vincent Kompany's doing, like what Arteta done under Pep Guardiola at Manchester City, like many top managers. Gerrard went up to the SPL with Rangers. Learn your craft. He should not be managing Tottenham. He's not good enough. He hasn't got the tactical nous. He hasn't got it.
The question that I would ask is like, what is his tactics? Is it just whatever the manager did before him and then he just runs with that?
He needs to go somewhere and learn his tactics. He's only recently got his training badges, I would seem to fit. He needs to learn his craft. He should not be there. We should have said, all right, we'll get Harry Redknapp for the last 5 games. Someone that's actually managed at a top level, someone that knows the club.
Yeah.
But we've gone for the easy, cheap option because we don't want to spend the money, like what Daniel Levy does every single time. Why are we not signing a centre-back? Why are we giving Eric Dyer a new contract? Because he knows he has to spend 50 million quid on a new centre-back. It's the cheap option every single time. Open your eyes at the bigger picture of why we're failing.
Well, speaking of open your eyes, Ben, I want to ask you about this. There's some burning questions I have to ask before I let you go on out of here and I work on the next guest. You said open your eyes. I opened them and I seen this. What are your thoughts?
I don't care. I don't care, to be honest, because we got away with one at Brighton the other day. We can't.
Did we kick someone in the face though, Ben? Did we kick anyone in the face?
It should be a straight red, but I cannot complain about refs because we got away with one.
How? Okay, Ben, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to push back on here a little bit because honestly, like I do not understand the argument of like, I don't care. We got away with one in Brighton, et cetera, et cetera. That's a different day. You can't say, oh, I robbed this bank because it got robbed 2 weeks ago. No, it's still a crime. It's still not allowed and they're doing it. And the fact of
they're shit.
What's that?
The referees in this country are a joke. They've been a joke for many, many years.
They are one of the lowest paid out of the top 5 leagues.
The referee is looking at this straight on and can't see this as a red card. It's unacceptable. He doesn't need VAR to tell him this is a straight red. VAR is a bullshit excuse. He should be able to see that's a straight red. He's completely out of control. He's barely looking at the ball and he's kicked his head off.
And nothing we did at Brighton was like this. Yes, there was a foul in the box. I'm not complaining about the Richarlison foul in the box because, yes, I believe some stuff like that gets rinsed out in the wash. But
we shouldn't need VAR to tell you this is a red card. We shouldn't need VAR to tell you what Højbjerg did at Brighton isn't a penalty. These referees are an absolute joke. They're borderline corrupt is what they are. This is corruption. I say its finest. Like that
Liverpool. They get that name for a reason. Liverpool.
If it was, let's say that was Ollie Skip and that was Diogo Jota, that's a red card. He's not giving that because it's at Anfield. He didn't give a penalty against us because it was at Tottenham. These referees are unacceptable. And until we overhaul the refereeing in this country, and we haven't got idiots like Lee Mason and Howard Webb and Graham Poll, just to name a few, they cannot referee. We need to start bringing in referees from Europe. because you'd never see this in Europe. You see some crazy things in Europe, but you never see this.
You know what else we need to bring from Europe?
Tell you this is a red card. It's just an excuse for referees to say, "Oh, the VAR thought it was fine. It must be fine." They're protecting themselves. They're their mates. It's back to Ryan mates on. They are protecting their friends. They are protecting their friends because they
doesn't make sense to me.
But they're protecting their friends. That is what they're doing.
There was something that Conte said that I really wish they bring to the Premier League, which is they need to put a camera and a mic in front of these refs' faces after a match and tell us what was with this call, what was with this call, what were you seeing here, what did VAR tell you there, or let us hear the conversation that they're having in the earbuds. Let us hear that so we know. I need some. I want full transparency.
System as well. There should be a way to challenge that call, just like there is in the NFL and other sports around the world, cricket, baseball. There should be a challenge because there is no way that any sane person that looks at that thinks that that is not a red card. It's totally out of control. It's a red card. It's straight. He could take his eye out. He might not. He's like if 1 inch to the left, he could take his eye out, and he might not be able to see it again. That is dangerous. That is,
and the fact that he goes on to score the game winner, I understand Lucas Moura set him up perfectly with that through ball. He's like, here you go, perfectly weighted, right in front of it, hit him in stride. Beautiful pass from Lucas there. But that's what hurts me more because you go down to 10 men at that time. I think the game changes completely because we had just scored. And then he did that. Then they should go down to 10 men, and then we would equalize if. Yeah, I mean, we could always play the he say, she say.
We could say because of the referees, we lost that game. But at the end of the day, Lucas Moura should be able to know you don't do that. The most vulnerable time you are is just after you've scored. Keep it tight. Play it long. See the game out. You've just made a miracle coming back from 3 goals down. Don't do anything stupid. This is the basics of football. And Lucas Moura, it's the Batman quote. You either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And that is what he's become now. He's cost us 3.
Wasn't that Harvey Dent, though, not Batman? Who said that?
He did, but it's the Batman.
It's quote. In the back. Yeah. I know. I'm picking straws. I'm picking hairs here.
Picking at straws. He's cost us 6 points. You said just before with Ian, we're 9 points behind United. If we had those extra points, we wouldn't be that far away if they bottled it, Man United. We wouldn't be that far away. He has cost us getting anywhere near Europe. I don't want Europe anyway. European football will be a disaster for us next season with Eric Dyer. And frankly, without Harry Kane, we're a relegation team. We are a relegation team. We are that bad. Eric Dyer could barely pass a ball 5 yards. Højbjerg in that first half played very well in the second half. That first half, throwing himself to the ground like he was like fake Viking, a real Viking, throws himself to the floor every time. I'm not going to blame Højbjerg because he was one of the better performers. We are a relegation side without Harry Kane and Son Heung-min. We are a relegation side.
I agree with you there, Ben.
No desire, no passion, no quality. We got nothing. We've got absolutely nothing that constitutes a top 10 team apart from Harry Kane and Son Heung-min, or as you call him, Son Heung Daddy, Son Heung Hung, all those.
Heung-min Daddy, Heung-min Hung, Heung-min Son. Yeah, that's my guy.
Heung-min Hung.
Which he should have had too. He should have had 2. He should have had a hat trick by the time he scored that first goal.
Another day that comes off the post and goes in the back of the net. That
curler on his left foot. That one curls in on another day, and the other one doesn't hit the post. So it's just what we have a curse. Maybe we have a curse, Ben. I do got to let you go in a second, but I want to ask you about another hot topic. I think will come out of today. I've seen a lot of blame on Christian Romero, and rightfully so. He had a bad game. He hasn't been the greatest. My argument, I don't know if you were here when I said this to one of the earlier callers. We have so many callers so far today. So I said that if you're on a group project with 10 other people and 8 out of 10 of those guys are complete ass at whatever the project is, you're going to fail. And you're going to try to do more to compensate for the lack of intelligence and the lack of ability you have from those weaker links. So naturally, you're going to make more mistakes. What's your take on the Christian Romero thing?
you have to have a solid head next to Romero. He's a young centre back. He's a young, passionate centre back that likes to fly into tackles.
I love
you
it.
need a solid head next to him who's going to manage him through the game. Right, go now. Don't go. Don't do this. Stay here. Position. You need a leadership candidate next to him. Romero is too young to... He's trying to overcompensate for Dyer's shortcomings and Davis's shortcomings because they don't talk. We need a talker at the back. We've got no talkers in this team at all. But I don't think we've got... Apart from maybe Højbjerg, but again, he's not a talker. He's a shouter. And mostly he's shouting at things that he's not doing as well. We need a talker. We need someone that might not be the top quality, but someone that talks. A Connor Cody, a Lewis Dunk, a player like a Jonathan Woodgate back in the day, a Michael Dawson back in the day. We need someone who's marshalling that back line because we've got no leaders in this team. We have not one leader. Our captain is a joke. Harry Kane is too far from the action to really be the captain. That's why strikers shouldn't be captains. Centre-backs and midfielders should be captains like Stevie Perriman and Graham Roberts and Dave Mackay. Your captain should not be a striker. We've got no leadership in our team, which is why we constantly make these mistakes. You go 1-0 down 2 minutes into the game. Okay, calm it down, keep tight, stay with me. Let's ride through the storm, and then we go again. No, we fly forward. We fly forward.
Well, because the captain of the ship, he left. He jumped off the ship. He said, I'm out of here. I'm going to France, the bastard.
Lloris has never been a captain. He's in
Ben,
goal.
I'm going to...
miles away.
Yeah. Ben, I'm going to end this conversation on a happy note.
Yeah.
Well, somewhat happy. Your birthday's tomorrow, man. What are you doing?
Mourning our loss today. Maybe
No, mourn it now, and then tomorrow wake up fresh and enjoy yourself because you only get one a year.
We're going to eat some Italian food, and we're just going to try and have fun with the rest of my family. It's going to be a laugh. But
well, I'm upset because I'm not going to be able to catch the coffee company tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
For me, it's always in the morning. Real quick, when is the next time you're going to be live? And chat for a second while I pull up your link and try and get everyone to go over there.
We will be live on Tuesday afternoon at 2 p.m. United Kingdom time or British summer time, which is whatever it is, 10 o'clock. And it's just that place where you go to be chill, nice to each other, have a chat. You're in the chat all the time, Jacob. You even sometimes are making pancakes. It's just a nice place to be.
That is true. I do come on to make pancakes.
We are continuing on our mission to turn Tottenham Hotspur YouTube purple and gold until the club is sold. I have turned the majority of my chat and quite a lot of other people's YouTube communities purple and gold. And it's time we unite the fan base because we know what the bigger picture is. Follow us on Tottenham on Tour because we're going to talk about the bigger picture more with Mr. Daigle doing this and all that shebang. But get over to the coffee company, give us a sub. We really deserve it, I think. It's the nicest.
You definitely deserve it.
YouTube. And let's be great. Let's be great to each other.
Honestly, your
birthday messages. Yeah.
Honestly, your channel, it's part of my morning routine. I wake up, I do some stuff, and then I put you on and I make breakfast. That's just my routine. So I'm going to miss you tomorrow, but I hope you have a happy birthday, my friend. Very good to talk to you.
Thank you so much, Jacob. And as always, if you smell what the cough is brewing, Levy out.
There he goes. Oh, man. Ben, big ups, man. I wish we could talk longer. I do have 2 more guests in the back, but I can always talk to you for hours, man. Go subscribe to Ben and the Coffee Company, the chillest corner of YouTube. And that's not even up for debate. I'm a pretty chill channel. I keep things pretty chill, but this is way more chill because I will yell and fight people and offer to fight people on my channel. Yeah. That won't happen there on the chillest corner of YouTube. Only chill, vibes, coffee, and love. And that's what I appreciate about you. So I hope you have a great rest of your day and even better tomorrow for your birthday, my friend, because you only get one a year. Cheers, my friend. Big up. Take care. There he goes. Pow. Ben Kaufman. I love that guy. Such a good guy. Love that guy. Without further ado, I'm going to bring on, there he goes. Well, Ben left and my next guest left. I'm going to give you a couple seconds if you're listening on the YouTube to get back into the back. There he is. There he is. There he goes.
Hello.
Mr. Lewis. Hello. How are you doing? You've been waiting very patiently. I'm ready for your rant, man. I need to hear it.
After the performance that I've just saw, the first half was like the Newcastle game. I'm surprised. It was a good comeback though. It was a very good comeback, but obviously, it's just a shame really that I'm really sad because the
Well,
top four is done.
top four is done, but I'm gonna tell you why it's okay because we did top four this season. How'd that work out for us, Lewis? We squeaked out of a group, that the easiest group in the entire competition. We barely made it out that thing. We could not compete at that level, in my opinion. Europa Conference League, that I think Conference League is kind of the level we're at right now. So I don't want to see anything more than Conference League, in my opinion, for us next year. The only reason I do want Conference League is to get that little bit of change to maybe help our transfers a little bit. But let me just get back to, I want to, outside of, top four, et cetera, et cetera. I got to ask what you think of this. Were you at the match? I thought I saw in the chat that you were saying you were at the match at Anfield today.
Mhm.
You seen this live. This was assault with a deadly weapon. Give me your thoughts on this, my friend. Man, big up.
Well, I couldn't barely see it from where I was.
Well, I got it pulled up full screen for you here, man. What do you think about that?
I looked at the highlights as well, but this is a closer image. That hurts. That must hurt. That's definitely a red card, but some people might say he's going for the ball. He's not. Well, he is, but he hits Skip's head. That's definitely a red card to me. If I don't know what VAR, didn't check that. The ref was standing right in front of that. He must. Oh, I don't know, but yeah, that's definitely a red card. Oh, that's painful.
Oliver Skip was bleeding. He needed medical attention, get subbed out. To me, this is a very crucial turning point in the match. I don't like to blame referees because there is 90 more minutes in the match in which you can right the wrongs of a referee if they do make a bad decision. But for me, this is just a blatant mishandling of the rules. I know the argument of Oliver Skip stepped on a dude's ankle. People step on each other's ankles, barely get yellows for it nowadays. But people don't get kicked in the face with studs every day. And to me, to only be a yellow, and that happened like 4 minutes after we had scored. So we were down one. They should have then gone down a man, and then the game could have been a little bit different. I mean, we still made the most out of a very shitty situation. But Lewis, I want to ask you, what's your thoughts on this defense, especially specifically in regards to Christian Romero? He's been getting a lot of flack for some of his performances lately. To me, he's our best defender. No one can even come close to him. He's a World Cup winner. Most of the damn squad except for Hugo can't even say that. So, to me, it's a little distasteful, in my opinion, to be going after Romero, even if he is making mistakes. I just think, this in school when you're working, if you have a group project in class, you got two dudes who just don't want to help, don't do nothing.
That's annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying, and you got to pick up the extra weight. So, what are your thoughts on Romero in this defense?
Well, one of the players in the defence sums up this hashtag that I've got down here is dire out. That just sums up it. Romero, come on, we all make mistakes, and he's known to get the most yellow cards. I think Romero he's doing well in the defence. Well, I don't know, but he's doing well in the defence, I think. He can slip up sometimes, but today they were in for it. They knew they could run the extra mile and get it done, but obviously the defence, it happens. Mistakes happen in football matches, and today it sums up, there was a mistake at the end of the match. The defence was just too tired and they just want to go home. Well, I don't blame him after what they've been through all this week. Big up.
I don't blame him. Yeah, I don't blame him either, Lou. Let me ask you, Pedro Porro, he's kind of been a liability defensively. Do you think he offers us enough going forward that it kind of makes up for his lack of ability in defense? Or am I being over dramatic in saying that he's not good in defense?
Yeah, I mean, he's good, but he's not. He's getting good game time though. He is getting really good game time, and if he keeps it up, I reckon he could be like Son, or well, no, not like Son, but somewhere like that. He is good though, but like you said, it's all the players were trying their best. You can test, and Harry Kane got us one, and then
let me ask
it
you
all
about
kicked off from there.
Kulusevski. What are your thoughts on Kulusevski lately?
Just no. He's been really bad, I reckon. I mean, I can't tell the difference between Lucas Moura and Kulusevski. They're both not good. Oh, bless you. They're both not
thank
good.
Thank you.
That's all right.
Oof,
they're
sneezy.
both not good. They're really poor both. They're just them two, really, really poor.
So let me ask you, why doesn't Danjuma get a start? Why do you think Danjuma doesn't get a start over the likes of Kulu or Richarlison?
I don't know. Personally, he needs to get more game time. He really does. I think if he gets more game time, he can show what he can actually do. But Richarlison, I mean, congratulations for scoring your first goal, I think. But most of his goals were offside, and I thought that other goal was offside that I saw against Liverpool that he scored. I was like, oh, not another one. Look, Danjuma, I think if he gets more games, he could become a good left wing. Or is he left wing or right wing? I don't know, one of them.
He can play left or right. Primarily, we've seen with Villarreal that he played on the left.
Yeah. If he progresses very well, I think next season, hopefully we can turn it around. And it's sad to see when I'm 14. It's sad to see at a very young age that we're losing so many games, and the only thing I want to see is a trophy. I've never seen silverware. Only the thing I've seen silverware is probably the Audi Cup. I don't even remember watching that game, and I've never.
Nah, don't
Tottenham,
even include the Audi Cup. You may as well include Walter Toll Award if you're including that. For me, it's tough supporting Spurs. You're a young lad, so you've really got it tough, in my opinion. You've got. I mean, I don't know if you got friends at school that like to give you a hard time because of who you're supporting, and it's tough. You know, grown-ups too in their workplace getting torn apart. How are you holding up?
They're all gooners. Yeah, well, all my friends are gooners. I've just got to deal. I know it's bad, but I've just got to deal with the banter. And look, it's not my fault. I don't take it offensively. It's the Tottenham's fault. I don't take it hard.
That's good.
It's not my fault.
It isn't.
It's not my job. But at the end of the day, it's a game. But it's sad to see it happen. But
Absolutely. I do want to bring this up before I let you go, Dan. I want to ask you about this. Cynical Dad coming in with a comment. I've been asking everyone about Harry Kane and his post-match comment. I don't know if you got to see it, but Harry Kane was pretty dejected. A lot of the words he was using was pretty cryptic. If you're like me and you want to read into things. Cynical Dad says, I just listened to Harry talk after the match and his choice of words, quote, I give 100% no matter where I am, end quote. That's telling me he's off at the end of the season. As much as we don't want to think about it, what's your thoughts about Harry Kane and his outlook for the summer?
I can just tell he's either going to Manchester United. I can tell. But I'm scared for him because he's been there since he's grown up through the academy. And what happens, like, if we're in this position now where we're sixth, what happens now if he leaves? Where will we be then? Possibly, I don't know about the relegation zone. Where will we be then if he leaves and all the important?
Definitely be in the bottom half without his 20-some goals this season.
Yeah.
So I think 25 now.
Yeah. Yeah. He's the leader, and if he leaves, everyone will leave. Like, he's the leader of many. He's good, but I think time is up for him. I think he should call out his retirement, actually, not move it to a different club. His retirement should happen.
Yeah.
But you know what Kane does, what he does, he's done well for this club. He's done well for this club.
Got to find you some Spurs mate at school. It's probably hard to find nowadays
Yeah.
because they don't want to be seen. They're not going to be like, I'm a Spurs fan, because then you're just putting a target on your back. Lewis, I appreciate talking to you. You've been very patient. Is there anything else that's really pressing you that you want to discuss before I let you go, my friend?
Nope, except from Dyer out and Levy out and all the other defenders out except from Romero. But
I love that. I share the same. You're a smart young man. You got a good, smart. I've talked to some people and they still excuse Dyer. Some young lads, they still excuse Dyer, and the fact that you're privy to the fact that he's a fraud. You know what? You're one step ahead. And Lewis, I always appreciate talking to you. Do you have a channel or anything, or am I mistaken? Do you have a channel yet?
No.
Well, I would tell you to plug it before you go.
Get one,
There you go. Well, come back on next time. And once you got that set up too, and hopefully we can chat a little bit longer.
I'd like to say, right?
Yeah.
Can I say one thing? Yeah. So
Absolutely.
The games that we've got are scaring me now. That these are important games that we need to win, but it doesn't look like it, though, does it? It doesn't. So
Crystal Palace looked pretty good versus West Ham. I could see the same thing with what happened with West Ham and Crystal Palace. I could see that happening versus us. I'm not looking forward to it, honestly. But the good news is we're almost done with the season. So if you look at it from that perspective, there's only a couple more disappointments coming this season until the shit show of looking for a manager. Who knows? Maybe we'll break our record of longest days without a manager. I think it's 70-something. We set that record before we appointed Nuno, so maybe we'll do that again. Maybe we'll do that again.
Yep.
Lewis, I do want to leave you with something positive. Tomorrow is Ben's birthday. Tomorrow is Monday. It's a bank holiday. You don't have school. So what are you going to do with your day tomorrow to enjoy it? Oh, you don't have school till Wednesday. What are you going to do with all this free time?
Watch Arsenal bottle the league.
There you go. Yeah, they've already bottled it.
The only thing.
City is 1 point ahead of them with a game in hand, so that's good news. That's really good news. If there's any, take some pride in that. You know what? Because they're going to walk away this season. As long as City win the league, they're going to walk away with as many trophies as us. So they can't banter you too much at school. Lewis, it's always great talking to you. Do as Tequila says, play some FIFA. I'm going to play some FIFA later tonight. That definitely helps me cope. Definitely helps me cope. But Lewis, in the private chat, I'll put my gamer tag. Are you on PlayStation or Xbox?
Xbox.
Oh, well then never mind. I'm a PlayStation boy. But big up, Lewis. Always great to talk to you, my friend. I hope you have a great rest of your day and an even better Monday and Tuesday because you don't got to go to school.
I'm going to bed now. It's late at night.
Okay. Well, get some sleep. Hopefully you don't have nightmares of what you just witnessed. And
never.
Big up, Lewis, man. Have a great rest of your day, all right?
All right. You too, Jacob. See you later.
All right, cheers, buddy. There he goes, young Lewis. Everyone show some love for Lewis in the chat, man. He's a young lad. He's strong. He's smart, and he's holding it down for Tottenham fans at the moment out there. He's it's tough. It's tough out there. But this has been a killer stream. I got one more guest to bring on before I sign this thing off. So without further ado, he's been waiting so super freaking patiently, and you know what? I think I just got to give him a round of applause for this. Before he's been waiting. So what's up, my man? Tottenham forever. This is the second time we've gotten to speak. How are you doing? Thank you for being patient with me as well. How are you?
Yeah, well, not too good, mate. Not too good. I mean, I was all right when it was 3-3, but now it's just like stupid now. To be honest, it's absolutely stupid.
Yeah, it's tough to swallow. Let me ask you, I'm just going to throw you into the pool here. What do you make of that?
I've seen that already so many times. I don't really want to see it anymore.
I'm sorry. As I keep showing you the crime scene photos, it's like, no, I don't want to see that no more.
It's like a murder gone wrong.
That's attempted murder. I mean, you put spikes in someone's face. That's assault with a deadly weapon where I come from. I don't know. What's going on with the refereeing, man? Do you want to talk about what do you want to talk about, man? You've been waiting. You want to have your say. I want to help you talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Look, first things first, right? The problem, everything has gone dramatically wrong over these last 72 hours or so. Literally, and it's been a disaster. Because we should have beaten United, and we haven't. We should have at least got a point from this game today, and we haven't. It's daylight robbery. It's like you said earlier, going to the bank here, right? Robbing somebody. And that's exactly how it's happened with us today.
Yeah. They're like, oh, well, this store's already been robbed. So, to me, I do not like to blame referees for the results because they don't dictate who scores who. I mean, sometimes they do, but there's 90 other minutes outside of some of the shitty decisions. So for me, there's no excuse blaming the refs. I don't blame them for that Richarlison thing. To me, it's a little bit of the boy who cried wolf. You know what I'm saying? You fall over flailing around like that enough. The ref's going to see that, and he's going to get your ass up. I'm tired of seeing that. So to me, I don't blame him for that. But what we don't see often is a player taking studs to the face. That doesn't happen every day. And the fact that it was yellow, that absolutely blows my mind and infuriates me beyond all belief. So I really don't know what has to happen, but VAR is there for a reason, right?
Yeah, well, VAR might as well not even have existed today for us. Might as well not have existed for us today.
Yeah, spot on, bro.
That's it might as well have been the 12th man for Liverpool, to be honest. Might as well have been because it wasn't being used for anything that we had. It must have been a Liverpool fan behind that VAR today, I tell you. And it just really annoys me because it's all the time we go to Anfield and we always get so close, but then nothing comes from it.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing is, I mean, to me, I don't want to blame one player specifically for what I've seen today because, to be quite honest, I think everyone kind of let us down. If I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, but the fact that the guy who puts studs in someone's face goes on to hit the winner, to me, I just have a hard time swallowing that and being all right with that. So if you're fine with it, I want to move away from that a little bit, and I want to get your take on the Romero thing. A lot of people blaming him for today. A lot of people blaming him for Newcastle. A lot of people blaming him for this, that, and the other. To me, you've probably heard me say it a million times tonight, so I'm not going to repeat it. But what's your take on Romero and all the flack he's getting?
Look, first of all, I want to clear this up. I do not blame Romero for anything. For what happened today, at least, anyway. I can blame him for getting most of the yellow cards that he's had throughout the season. Fair enough, because that was his own stupid mistake. But for the loss today, you can't blame Romero. But I tell you who you can bloody blame though. You can stick the knife in Moura's back. I don't give a damn what he done 4 or 5 years ago. Couldn't give a flying monkeys what he done 4 or 5 years ago. That's 4 or 5 years ago. You're gonna live with a legacy? Don't think so.
Well, to be fair, he played a perfectly weighted ball to Jota. He played a perfectly weighted ball. It was quite a great pass if you're looking at it from that perspective. Ben Kaufman was on here and he said Ryan Mate's on. And I mean, Lucas Moura, I think there's a very good point that he brought up that the last 2 matches he's been a part of, he's been at fault for 6 points. I just don't understand. I mean, I thought this guy was supposed to be playing with our academy, not playing with the first team. This guy's leaving in the summer. He has no future here. How is he seeing the field? I'd rather see Alfie Devine play in some random ass position than see a guy who's quite frankly been here 3 years too long.
Yeah, do you know what? It's 3 years too late. To be honest, it's not too long. It's 3 years too late. We should have got him out 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I thought his decline's been happening since Jose was here, and we ain't done shit about it. Let me ask you about Kulusevski. Because again, I don't want
to be honest. After today's performance, Kulusevski.
Kulu wet his pants. Oh man, Kulu to me, I've been calling him Dan Hulasevsky because who the hell is that? It's not the guy that I remember who was getting us going all riled up last season. What do you make of his performance? Also, what do you make of the fact that he's getting all the starts? I mean, outside of last week, but
well, you can see why Juventus didn't want him now, can't you?
You could make that. Some people are saying that he just doesn't play good if his mate from Juventus isn't with him, Mr. Rodrigo Bentancur. So
you can't put it just on his best mate Bentancur, because Bentancur, yeah, he's great. He's not at legend status in my opinion yet, but he's great.
Mm-hmm.
He's great.
Yeah. He is I would say he's a very good player. I don't even know about great. I would say he's a very good player. But again, it's just difficult when this is the kind of draws that he's surrounded by. It doesn't matter who's out there, in my opinion. It's very tough for me to accept the fact that, have we bought him outright yet? Or is it still a matter of fact, like, I don't even know what the deal is with his financial situation. What are we doing there?
I haven't got a clue. And the thing is, I haven't even got a laptop or anything to check for you, mate. Unless you can check quick.
I honestly could, but I would rather I only got you for about 4 more minutes before I gotta go. So I'd rather just keep the conversation moving rather than talking about Kulu's contractual situation. 3 goals,
Kulu,
15 minutes.
About Kulu, we bought him out right now. I thought you were talking about Bentancur. We've got him out right, Kulu.
Oh, we did? Okay.
Yeah, we're just paying in installments. That's all it is.
Okay. So let me ask you about the next topic real quick. 3 goals, 15 minutes. We saw 5 goals in 21 minutes versus Newcastle. What is this trend in the first half hour of matches? I'm not even going to say first half. I'm saying first 20 minutes of matches. We're just letting goals in go like crazy. Is it a matter of we don't get off the bus ready to play? What do you think it is?
Do you know what? I know this is going to sound stupid to most Tottenham fans, right? But it's like, if we was to literally, I would rather play like this, where we concede goals in the first half and then obviously still win the match, but like, I'd rather we do that and then not turn up whatsoever. Like we did at Newcastle. Because we didn't even turn up at Newcastle. And, and it's like, it's come back round in a vicious circle, to be honest. It has come round into a vicious circle and it's a joke. It is an absolute joke.
I agree with you. It's becoming a joke and not even a funny one at this point. It's just a joke that has been repeated over and over like the your mom jokes, Like, they're not even funny anymore. They're funny 15 years ago. Now it's just sad at a point if you're using that as a joke, because it's like, damn, get some new material. But this is the history of the Tottenham, as they like to say to us. I want to ask you this too before I let you go and wrap this show up. Harry Kane, post-match, not seeming like he's having a great time. Little cryptic messages in there. What do you think is going to happen with Harry Kane at the end of this season? Do you think he's going to wait his contract out or what?
Do you know what? I've said this to Dave and Jack, and I'm gonna keep repeating myself because I've even been saying this on my channel as well. It's annoying because I love Kane, but the problem is he is going to go. Whether it's going to be this summer for money or it's going to be on a free. And I don't want that. I love Kane. But unfortunately, I'm well past actually trying to act like everything's going to be all hunky-dory, because it's not. It's actually that sad that we can't even keep our star players anymore.
I don't know. Yeah, that's tough. I was looking for your channel, man. I can't find it. Do you have a link you could send me?
It's actually, you see what it says on the bottom here? It's exactly that.
I typed that into YouTube and nothing. There's no. Let me see. Let's see if that works.
Dave can usually find it. I'm not sure because he put it in the other on
David did?
Friday. Yeah, Dave did on Friday.
Let me see. Maybe I need to put. Maybe I'm just not good at this freaking technology thing. If you could drop a link in the private chat, I'll put it out there, and that way we can.
Right. Yeah, I don't actually know how I'm gonna do that because my other phone's dead. But yeah, no, I don't know how we're gonna do that. That's gonna be a bit awkward.
Man, I'm really sorry. Yeah, I can't figure out. I can't find it. I've searched it in a couple different ways, and I just can't find it. But shoot, man, I'm sorry about that.
No, it's all cool. But I will say what's coming up though. Dave and Jack are gonna both be on sometime this week coming.
Okay.
This week coming. So that'll be a pre-recorded video that will come out once on the same day as it gets done. It will obviously take a bit of time to get done, so that'll be interesting. Then I'm also going to be dealing with the transfers over this summer as well. So that's going to be something to just, because that's another thing, right? Transfers this summer. I'll be squatting away as many rumours as there are, because we all know what's going to happen. The backline's going to stay the same. Dyer's going to unfortunately get a new contract. So's Louise. So it's going to be interesting to see how this summer goes.
Yeah, it's going to be as interesting as watching paint dry and children are playing near it, because it's like, I just don't know what's going to happen. It may be a mess. It may be a masterpiece. Who knows?
Well, now it'll be a mess, but you know.
Maybe someone who's more tech savvy than me, take his name, put it into a search bar, find him, and tell me before this show ends. But let me ask you one final parting question before I wrap this show up. I'm way over time here. My wife's gonna kill me. So let me ask you this. We got 4 matches left. Let's see what the schedule says. 4 matches left. I know we got Crystal Palace next at home.
Well, we're not winning that.
And then we have Aston Villa at Villa.
Not winning that.
And then Brentford at home.
Not winning that.
And Leeds at Ellen Road. And they're fighting relegation.
We're getting battered there.
So it sounds like we're going to finish 9th place. We're barely going to finish in the top 10.
They're going to be picking up points, but we'll just not be picking up the 3 points in 3 of those matches.
Yeah, I could see us getting 3 points out of the next 4. I could also see us getting 7 points out of the next 4. But I mean, I just don't know what that does. 7 points at this stage in the season doesn't really do much for us. That puts us at 61 points. We don't even crack the top 4 at that point, even if they all drop the rest. So I don't have much hope. I don't really have much hope. I hope I'm proven wrong though. But man, it's been very good to talk to you. Do you have any final parting thoughts before I let you go?
Just this, Levy. You're the 2s, we the 1s. Enoch out.
Love it. What a great party thought. I love it. Come on now. Man, what is this? Jacob above. Is there something above me? What's going on? Something about to fall on me? We're talking about tequila.
Talking about my link, I think maybe.
I don't know. I don't see it.
No, I think they might be talking about my link. I think maybe they might be found my link and they wanted you to put it in or something.
I don't see anyone who put a link in the chat. I don't see it. Man, I'm really sorry. I really do apologize. Next time I'm gonna get your link whenever I finally find it, and I will just put it. Oh, did someone put it in? I mean, hang on.
Yeah,
hang on.
There you go. I thought they'd be talking about the link.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I put
so
his
how
link
can
in.
find it, but you can't find it?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm like on an American search engine. I don't know. Tequila, I don't see your comment with his link either. I don't.
Don't you?
Do you see it in the chat? I put his link in, Jacob. I don't see it.
Yeah,
I'm
see
looking.
that I can't believe you can't find it, and everyone else has seen it.
Let's see. Maybe someone texted it to me. Oh man, I can't find it. Yeah, I don't even see it. Phil don't see it. That is odd, Tequila. But only mods can post links, says Nicholas Collison. Big up, Nick Barry Ranjit, my friend. Sucks that you had to go witness that. Yeah, it might need a mod. I don't know who's a mod on the channel. I haven't seen a mod in the chat today. No, I don't see a mod. What I'll do is I'll see if maybe next time Dave and Jack, maybe they can make me a mod, and that way I could put links in the chat that way. But I don't have the link, so I don't. Oh man. But usually, even if you put it in the chat, it's just not clickable. It's only clickable if a mod puts it in the chat. So that is really freaking weird to me. That is really freaking weird.
I know that Dave and Jack always find it, but it's just I don't know how. And Tequila's found it. Big up Tequila for finding it though.
Yeah, big up Tequila. Damn. I wish I found it, man. I have been searching, and I felt like it took away a little bit from the conversation we were having, so I didn't want to keep looking too much, man. But thank you for calling in. I do got to wrap this show up. My son is awake, vibrant, and yelling for me. So, yeah, he's yelling. He's been yelling at me. So, just Tottenham. Okay, I'm gonna try one more time. Before I let you go. Let me do that here. Tottenham forever 2023. No, I'm just getting a bunch of NBC Sports, and it's all just like Tottenham highlights. NBC Sports, CBS Sports Golazzo, Hot 11, Tottenham Hotspur, Passe, DNA Sports. It might be 2023, not 2300. I tried 2300 at first and I couldn't find it. And now I'm trying. Oh, look, there's Dave's channel. Dave's channel came up when I'm searching Tottenham Forever 2023. So I really don't know, man. This is fucking weird. My search engine is working like our defense, apparently. Big up, Peter. But yeah, apparently my search engine on YouTube is just like as bad as, if not worse than. Man,
nothing could be worse than the defense that we've got, can it? Really?
I hope David and them, they post your link in the community section when they're about to do that thing on your channel. That way we can find it. I'll find it. Once I'm subscribed to it, then I'll always be able to find it. So I do want to. I will subscribe to you from my United Spurs of America, and we'll get it sorted, man. But I apologize.
I'll find you and I'll subscribe to you, and then see if you can find it like that. It might be easier, mightn't it?
And now Phil's saying it's just Tottenham forever. Let's see. I'll try that again. There we go. You got 6 subscribers. I found you.
Oh, found me. There you go.
There it is. I just subscribed. Hang on 1 second. Here we go. Copy, paste. I swear, at least 4 of y'all, 5 of y'all, go subscribe for just the amount of trouble we went through to find this damn channel. But there it is right there. Tottenham it's at Tottenham Forever 2023. But I did find it with just Tottenham Forever. So there it is. There's the link. I feel better. I don't feel like such an asshole because I was like, couldn't find the damn thing. But there it is. I already subscribed to you there, so you at least got one new sub. Hopefully a couple more people from the chat will go sub. There's 33 people watching. Hopefully if half of y'all go subscribe, you can triple his subscription numbers. And he's got some content coming out with David and Jack, so you're not going to want to miss it. Big up, my friend. Thank you for calling in with me today, and I will catch you on the next one, all right?
Okay, cool.
Cheers.
Peace.
There, you got a couple more subs. Hell yeah. I love this community. Peace, man. Showing some love. Appreciate y'all doing that. I do got to wrap this thing up rather quickly. Nick, I saw your text. I love you, buddy. I would love to have you on, man, but I'm trying to stay married and not get divorced. So I do have to go. I have to wrap this thing up. I went an hour longer than I anticipated going just because the back room was so full. But honestly, it has been a great show today. I know there wasn't too many numbers here. I know people were probably trying to forget about what happened, but you know what? If you watch this back live or on replay, you're a GOAT. You're a GOAT for that. So please do hit that like on your way out if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe. Irish Hotspur is on the road to 10K, so you know what? They are so damn close. You got to subscribe. Share this video with your mother, your brother, your cousin, your auntie, your uncle. They all want to watch the Irish Hotspur. So please do. Let's help get these good lads up to 10K. They deserve it. I also want to say a special big up to Jerome. He hit us with the lone super chat of the day. That's another way you can go and show your support if you're financially savvy like that, and you can show your support for the Irish Hotspur. Please do it that way. But big up Tequila, you've been in the chat all night. Big up Peter M. Big up Daniel Sandoval showing some love. Purple and gold till Tottenham are sold. I stand by this message as well. You'll notice United Spurs of America, I've changed my logos. Shout out Ben Kaufman for that. Jacob, mate, do you play in a band? You got a musician face. I've never heard I had a musician face, but I appreciate you saying that. I'll take it as a compliment. I do not play in a band, but cool. If anyone wants to be in a band with me, come on, let's get it going. Let's get it. Big up Phil Coys. Yeah, we'll speak soon. Yeah, come on my show, bro. You're always invited. You got my number. You're always welcome. Come on now. It's under Tottenham Forever. Yeah, we found it. Ellie, I finally found it. I'll put it in the chat one more time. There you go. It is on the way. Big up EK. I do not like your profile photo. I hope you change it soon because I bring him back some PTSD. But big up EK, he's showing love and support regardless of affiliation to club. But big up that oh God, Tennerpool says I look like Sabitzer. On my channel, United Spurs of America, I did a show, Pop Up with Jacob. It's kind of a late night show I do here in America, early for y'all in the UK. And we talk about a range of, we ended up getting on Marcel Sabitzer. So I claim he looks like Jack White, the lead singer of, or the guitarist of the White Stripes. That's who I think Sabitzer looks like. Colin from Talking Ball, he said he looks like Johnny Depp. And then a few people said that he looks like me. So I think Sabitzer looks like Jack White personally, but that's just me. Looks like a bassist. I look like a bassist apparently. Jacob looks like Johnny Depp during the Amber Heard trial. Okay, here we go. We're digressing. But big ups everyone. I appreciate all y'all in the chat. And if you haven't already, if you didn't already know, my name's Jacob, one half United Spurs of America. So please do. The link is in the top of the comments. I'll put it in there one more time. Go on and hit a subscribe over there. We are 5 subs away from 1,300. 3 subs away now from 1,300 subs, which is absolutely insane over there, United Spurs of America. There's a link. Click it. Please do hit a sub. We got a lot of content every week, at least twice a week. So come on and check us out over there. And if not, just keep it locked in here to the greatest channel on YouTube that's covering Tottenham Hotspur. That is the Irish Hotspur. So please do hit a like for the guys, Dave and Jack. They do so much every match day for us. So it's only right that we show the love back. But until next time, I'm Jacob. Again, there's the link. Hit that sub if you want to show some love. If not, I hope you just have a great rest of your damn day. I hope you can forget about this loss and we keep it moving, we keep it grooving. And I'll always say, up the lads. And as always, come on, you Spurs. Course. See you next time. Bye.